Yep. Had to do this one. They see us on the streets and we deep, but iconoclasm got my people sleep. Man, they sleep, gone. They praying upon the weak, trying to fold us, but leadership a full-time job they can't hold. And we've been going hard for a minute, but it's only the beginning. Man, the scriptures gon' hold me down. Wash, now we only serve a white guy. Nice try, but your plans gon' backfire. Black matter gon' rule the world, I'm God shot. Black matter gon' fix it all when he crack the sky. Black matter gon' turn us up, we kings now. Black matter gon' overpower your black. Yeah. Put the clock on 12 cause it's our time. I told her we in hell and they thought marijuana. We rock the streets like it's designer, planting seeds like gardens. We paving ways up in the streets like it's the nines. Pass me the match, I set fire to the spot with the word of God. Pass us, you better turn around, call sons God knows going down. Sad at the way they did Aragon, mad at how they did Brianna. George Floyd had knees on him, y'all think we supposed to make peace with him? What's the solution, man? I know you wanna march, but the marching only temporary. We've been oppressed for too long, my people getting weary. That's why we tell them repent, cause we was chosen, not supposed to live like other nations. They see us on the streets and we deep, but iconoclasm got my people sleep. Man, they sleep, gone. Praying upon the weak, trying to fold us, but leadership a full-time job they can't hold. And we've been going hard for a minute, but it's only the beginning. Man, the scriptures gon' hold me close. Whitewash, now we only serve a white guy. Nice try, but your plans gon' backfire. Black matter gon' rule the world, I'm God shot. Black matter gon' fix it all when he crack the sky. Black matter gon' turn us up, we kings now. Black matter gon' overpower your black. How I'm supposed to be blessed, why catch your knees to the neck? By any means I protect this side of mine, this pride of mine. I try to calm him down, but he ain't trying. Black man was made from black sand, king of the earth, but lost your way by chasing your sin. Love for my people, but I won't sit around and pretend like we ain't got work to do, like you ain't got worth in you, like you ain't supposed to do what you have been birthed to do, like you ain't got purpose to. That's why we hit the block, no Drake, but this is non-stop. We need protection from cops that keep our fists locked. Knowing we box, but they don't want us to fight back. Knowing we God's children, but now scream we black. They see us on the streets and we deep, but iconoclasm got my people sleep. Man, they sleep, gone. They praying upon the weak, trying to fold us, but leadership a full-time job they can't hold us. And we've been going hard for a minute, but it's only the beginning. Man, the scriptures gon' hold me down. Whitewash, now we only serve a white guy. Nice try, but your plans gon' backfire. Black matter gon' rule the world, I'm God shot. Black matter gon' fix it all when he crack the sky. Black matter gon' turn us up, we kings now. Black matter gon' overpower your black eye.
How many wanna grow with me? Ayy, through the highs and the lows with me. How many wanna go with me? Ayy, to the sky and do the most with me. Ayy, pull up to the block, we with all that. Ayy, it's the word of God, better fall back. We the real Jews getting called back. Ayy, we the real Jews getting called back. I just been changing, you see. We study the Bible cause it is the key to live and surviving for eternity. To live and surviving for eternity. Oh, how many wanna grow with me? And through the highs and the lows with me. How many wanna go with me? And to the sky and do the most with me. Most with me. To the sky and do the most with me. You can grow with me. Ay, got too much time left. Build yourself up, change out your mindset. The knowledge out there, go ahead and find that. Ay, we the chosen, he designed it. Ay, keeping all the love because it's timeless. Ay, step out in my fringes, I am shining. Ay, step out in my fringes, I am blinded. Oh, I know that the change your style. You didn't have joy in a while. You was humble down just like a child. You picked up and left everything, let it go. Learning the Bible more so you can grow. Seeking out knowledge cause you wanna know. Hey, you wanna know. No. Picked up and left everything like go. Learning the Bible more just like a pro. Seeking out knowledge cause you wanna know. Hey, how many wanna grow with me? How many wanna grow with me? Hey, through the highs and the lows with me. How many wanna go with me? Hey, to the sky and do the most with me.
Hey, pull up to the block, we with all that. Hey, it's the word of God, better fall back. Hey, we the real Jews getting called back. Hey, we the real Jews getting called back. And I just been changing, you see. We study the Bible cause it is the key to living, surviving for eternity. To living, surviving for eternity. Oh, when you wanna grow with me, hey, through the highs and the lows with me. How many wanna go with me? Hey, to the sky and do the most with me. Yeah, most with me. To the sky and do the most with me. Yeah, you can grow with me. Yeah. Look, Zay. Hey. False prophets, they twist the scriptures and stop, they won't. Until the real ones arrive and show them how it goes. Boots cracking the ground and demons move with fear. But some demons are stronger and they just reappear. I pray to God that he help me and that I won't fall. Deep thought, little is chosen but many called. Yeah, I'm scared for my actions, that's why I'm trying to change. Demons choosing when they attack the time and day. My life's a struggle so I'm writing hoping you relate. But some y'all can't cause y'all just snakes that spit up in my face. Young prophet making change and not just for myself but for those that need the help. Yeah, look how it changed from how it used to be. Look how it changed, yeah. We not the same, we know who we used to be. We not the same, no, yeah. Look how it changed from how it used to be.
Hey, this real talk, young prophet, I like this.
We not the same, we know who we used to be.
Turn it up. Yeah. We used to break laws to break hundreds. Cases never solved, first 4,800. Hesitate to leave, streets devastating, sheesh. Repenting for my sins, let me meditate in peace. The heat selection like it's heat detection. Trip wire, spit fire in each direction. I grew up with Puerto Ricans, so I know passion. I grew up with fellow demons, we had no compassion. The streets a mess and they got no napkins. We from the bottom like it's closed caption. And I read about Christ, started slow clapping. The old man had the toe taggle.
Hey, look how it changed from how it used to be. Look how it changed, We not the same, we know who we used to be. We not the same, no, yeah. Look how it changed from how it used to be. From how it used to be, We not the same, we know who we used to be.
It's a major difference. Look, I was fitted to be a king, no cap, I had to snap back. Prophets like Refuting, they got me back on the right track. Cause I was living life like a Kuna Matata, but took a look in that water to remember my father. Then told myself, you supposed to be a lion king. Honestly, you like 10 times better than who you tryna be. Wanna serve the Lord, you gotta hate sinning. Now I'm a whole different person like I shape-shifted. Old things passed away, new creature, who am I? Laws put in front of me, it was either do or die. Man, I'm thankful that the Lord revealed this truth to me. Cause now I'm nothing like that person that I used to be. Look at how we changed.
Look how it changed from how it used to be. Look how it changed, We not the same, we know who we used to be. We not the same, no, yeah. Look how it changed from how it used to be.
from how it used to be. We not the same, we know who we used to be. Who we used to be, yeah.
Killing kings every day. Another king just passed away. Dang. Killing kings every day. The modern day KKK. Let me paint the picture, okay, let me paint the picture. He's a cocaine sniffer, he's a sinner, he's a killer. He don't never leave the house without his pistol. He's kinda like an artist, cause of how he draw it and erase a nigga. Eyes up on his victim, his heart colder than December. Show no mercy, no emotions, he just spot him, then he pick him. And he's ready for retaliation from the family members. If his Uncle Phil played well, then he will Smith him. Blood touching blood, I see blood on the street. Man, I think I'm going vegan, cause I'm sick of all his beats. I want love and unity back in the black community. Tried to tell them keep the peace, but they would rather keep the peace. Just cut on the news, a black mother got the blues, cause she just lost her baby and this killer on the loose. I'm confused, what is all this senseless killing supposed to prove? United we gon' stand, but divided we gon' lose. There's kings killing kings every day. Kings killing kings, another king just passed away. Dang, it's kings killing kings every day. Kings killing kings, the modern day KKK. Okay, look, let me get the scripture. Okay, let me get the scripture. Exodus 20:13, you supposed to read it and remember. You supposed to love your brother, not go kill him. It's bad enough we already got police that's out here trying to get us. They follow me, watching me, probably plotting on popping me. Supposed to be protecting and serving, this is hypocrisy. Cause you the one I need protection from. Claiming that you feared for your life when you the one holding the gun. Back to the subject. Brothers killing brothers, man, I'm upset. We still ain't had enough yet. Scream Black Lives Matter, but it don't matter to us yet. So bump that, debunk that. I wonder where the love at. I wonder why my people so comfortable living in this condition. We tryna give them solution, but they just rather be ignorant. Rather run up on their own kind, committing crimes. That's why the prophets hit the box, screaming repent or die. Look, it's kings killing kings every day. Kings killing kings, another king just passed away. Dang, it's kings killing kings every day. Kings killing kings, the modern day KKK.
More, 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 more. More, 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 more. Fire. More, 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 more. Fire. More, 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 more. Fire. More, 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 more. Fire. Free. What I be? Free in this way, step on the shoe. You wanna shoot. Gel in the mind. I'm pressing the youth. That's my brother. Why would I kill? He just like me. Why would I still? He do it again. He glued to the sand. He losing his friends. He moved to the pen. He never ride, but stuck in the trap. Where did he go? Where is he at? I don't know. It's been yeah, this world is so wicked, it got my mind gone. But we been flipping through scriptures, it got my mind blown. Since we back on the mission with our forefathers' traditions, and we been painting the pictures like the time drawn. Yeah, this world is so wicked, it got my mind gone. But we been flipping through scriptures, it got my mind blown. And since we back on the mission with our forefathers' traditions, and we been painting the pictures like the time drawn. I done been tried in that fire and made it out.
Welcome back to another week of
Let's Talk Truth.
Today you got myself, Officer Emmanuel.
Officer Baruch. Nah. Stay on his face. Hey, you got a green? Okay. All right, speak that.
Test. Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless. Officer Othniel visiting from New York.
All praise. Officer Zechariah.
Officer Jonah. Officer Isaiah.
All praise. So yeah, we got officer from headquarters up here.
Right.
I'm gonna just let you know, man. You know this is a Southern raw and uncut radio show. All right. It's probably a little different from what you've never been on. Just let you know.
It's about to go down today.
Yeah, it's about to go down. So we got an interesting topic today. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? As time progressed and I was overlooking the content, I was like, I don't want to do this damn topic. Well, we gotta do it though.
We do.
No, we gotta do it. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's why we take pride in being Let's Talk Truth. You know what I'm saying? As far as addressing these things from a biblical perspective, and it hasn't been done, it won't be done the way it's gonna be done on here. You know what I'm saying? So it gotta be talked about. We gotta bring it out. We gotta go into it. The topic is an unfaithful generation. Can marriages exist without cheating? Without infidelity? Can it happen?
Ask China.
Can you make it happen?
Right.
Well, you know, like I said, it's an interesting topic. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff from both sides, from the male side, from the woman's side. You know, it's some stuff, man. Right. You know, so we gonna get into it. You know, Lord's willing, y'all bring along with us. But first, before we get into the topic, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment, call in today. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's going to be a lot of talking points in this show.
Yes, sir.
For real. So make sure y'all call in, pitch in, contribute to the conversation. 1-833-878-7234, extension 7.
Right.
Once again, 833-878-7234, extension 7. All right, so before we get into the topic, we ain't never pick a warm-up, did we? Okay, just pull up the Texarkana thing that Josiah put on the radio page.
Hey, people, it's probably going to be a little hard for people to focus today because, they recovering from some early Halloween parties last night.
Right.
Even though we know today is that witchcraft of a day. A lot of people started dressing up like a damn fool yesterday. So, the Most High judged that thing. The Most High judged that thing.
Man, my hair, I seen a picture of my sister. Did I show you that? It's like, this is wicked as heck, man. Shame. Gotta shame my sister if she watching. All praises, though, man. This show right here, look, a lot of people gonna be hurt. A lot of people gonna be butt hurt with this right here. Yeah.
Don't make us turn into Kevin Samuels, man, and hit y'all with a little beat or something.
Right.
Hey, get on here.
Man, right.
Share the link.
Wake up.
Ping them
they
like
seen
on
the title, man. They
man.
scared. They didn't see the title.
Tell the people come on in here, man.
Yeah, y'all go ahead and share that thing.
KS be fussing.
Yeah, press the like button. Let's get the likes up. What do you be saying? 30%.
You see? Yeah.
Hey, we need 30%, man.
Right.
Hey,
There we go.
Bring that up. Let's see if the Most High judged this Halloween party in Texarkana. 9 shot at Texarkana Halloween party. Hey.
Wow.
Who posted this link?
Boy, ain't no way.
What do we have here?
Boy, ain't no
fucking way, boy.
Hey.
Oh, he real. Hey.
I thought y'all already ate. All praise to the Most High God.
Hey, so yeah.
Hey, go ahead,
right.
Yeah, so as you see, the Lord obviously ain't behind trunk or treat, costume parties, church candy fundraisers, none of that. God ain't dealing with
Church
no
of candy fundraisers.
Yeah, they be doing stuff at the church on these days.
Yeah, they
too.
probably giving out candy right now as we speak.
Right.
To the congregants.
Halloween is wicked. All right.
Right.
Get Deuteronomy 18:10. I know it'd be like, costumes and dress up and all of that. But one thing black people hate to do and hate the fact that you acknowledge is when you deal with the root of stuff. What is it rooted in? Why is it a special day out of the year when everybody dress up as witches and goblins and demons and devils and killers? What's the origin of that? What's the origin of them coming to your door and knocking and saying trick or treat? What does this mean? That's a spell.
Right.
Well, ain't nobody worried about that. So why you telling the kids to do it? Y'all got the article? All right, go ahead and read the scripture real quick. Deuteronomy 18, verse 10.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 10.
And this is a law. And one thing that I'm realizing about our people is that, you know, for the longest, we've always said that we believed in God.
Right.
I grew up in church, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, they separate. They really don't deal with the Bible. But now it's getting to the point where it's not only that we don't believe in the Bible, but we believe in God. It's like a lot of our people just openly, we don't really believe in God. I mean, we believe there's a higher power. There's forces that be. Right. Is that like our people really just getting the hell away from God altogether? Because God come with restrictions, just like relationships, real relationships, marriages. It come with restrictions, it come with boundaries, and that's what our people hate. And it's reflecting within the community of marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, you got open marriages and polygamy and this and this and that. It's just a reflection of how we are towards God. We don't want the restrictions. We don't want the boundaries that come with commitment. You know what I'm saying? A covenant. We don't want that. Message. Because we hate law. We hate being restricted from doing what our flesh desires.
Right.
But watch this. Deuteronomy 18, verse 10.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination.
They use what?
That useth divination.
They use it divination, magic. All right, trick or treat. God said you ain't supposed to do that. You can't do that.
Hell no.
You can't Halloween town, ride on the broom, wave a damn wand, sparkles fly across the screen. No, this ain't Disney. God said we can't do that. Read on.
Or an observer of times.
Read.
Or an enchanter. Or a witch.
Or a what?
Or a witch.
Or a witch. A witch. So yes, that means that Halloween Town is ungodly. What's some old witch movies our people like?
Sabrina, the Teenage Witch.
The damn Twitches with the twin witches.
Right.
Yeah. Pumpkinhead. Hocus Pocus. All of that. God said, no, we are holy people. We ain't supposed to indulge in this stuff. All right, read on.
Or a charmer. Or a consulter with familiar spirits. Or a wizard.
Or a what?
Or a wizard.
Or a wizard. You know what's funny? I had seen a little clip, and this famous woman, she was on one of them night shows or whatever, and they was singing the intro. It was like some be a breeze, and then the crowd finished it with the yes, please. Everybody knows. Wow. Like this whole generation of grown people now grew up on Wizards of Waverly Place.
Or Harry Potter.
Nah.
Nah. I was on Harry Potter.
Come on now, dog.
I used to be on that.
You look like you did.
I got the whole collection. You know what I'm saying? But that stuff wicked as hell.
Man, you better read the whole Bible 10 times. Right. You can read a damn Harry Potter book.
Right. Nah, I ain't not the book. Hell nah. Ain't no reading.
Boy, ain't no way,
boy. Ain't no way, boy.
Just the movie, right?
What you about to say, bro?
Hey, now what that make me think of is that Wisdom of Solomon, where it says, in the process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong.
Right.
We've grown to love these wizardly Waverly Place things. We love the witchcraft, warlock.
Death.
That's why every year you see people posting 31 days of Halloween. And in October they watch scary movies every day and stuff like that because this is a spirit on our people.
Yeah, exactly. It's a spirit that come with that. You know what I'm saying? And we liked it, like, ooh, because one thing about our flesh, and we're going to deal with it today too, our flesh, like, one of the works of the flesh is murder. And one of the women in the clips we're going to watch said it, like, sometimes I want to kill people, but I'm not a murderer. So during that time of year, we all got the moments where if we had the liberty to do it, we might just take a damn life.
Right.
But we not like that. I'm not Lucifer.
Right.
But it's like during that time of year, we get to entertain that spirit within us. That's why we indulge in a Friday the 13th and the Halloween or whatever. Why do we like to see bloodbath? Why do we like to see, you know what I'm saying? Somebody taking somebody's life. Like we enjoy that. Why? That means it's something in us.
And it ain't even a normal killing. It's like a chainsaw to your legs.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So that's how it's wax cold, man.
Yep. Finish that Deuteronomy.
Or a necromancer.
Uh-huh.
For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before
So
you.
understand, when you dress your little kid up in a little costume, they go out there, they say trick or treat, they indulge in these things or whatever during this period, during this pagan holiday, guess what? You become an abomination to the Lord. Right. You're making your child an abomination to the Lord.
Right.
It's disgusting in the sight of the Most High God. Isaiah, you was going to say something?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, this is just a straight cutter to the parents that be like, you know, I'm just doing it for the kids. The scriptures obviously say, don't do it to your son or your daughter. Because one thing about it, toddlers, little kids, they don't even know these things exist. They have to be taught these things. So when a parent is out of order and teaching them things, you know, that's when they're going to eventually start latching on and understanding the ways of the world.
Oh, pray. Let's get the article now.
Mass shooting at Texarkana Halloween party leaves 1 dead, 9 injured. The Texarkana, Texas Police Department is investigating a shooting that happened at a Halloween party inside Octavia's Event Center that left 1 dead and 9 others wounded. Multiple vehicles, including ambulances, police units, and private vehicles were used to rush victims to Wadley Regional Medical Center and Christus St. Michael Hospital, including a 20-year-old man who died a short time later at Christus. The remaining 9 victims' injuries do not currently appear to be life-threatening. When officers arrived, they encountered a large number of people running from the building, along with several inside suffering from gunshot wounds. First tending to the wounded and then bringing the crime scene under control, the investigation began. Throughout the night and into Sunday, detectives investigating the incident continued to interview victims and witnesses. Police estimate that there were at least a couple hundred people in the venue when the shooting occurred.
Too much dead air. Like, y'all got to scroll ahead of the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, come on now. Come on. Keep reading.
The suspect is described as a black male who left in an unknown vehicle following the shooting. While the motive is still unknown, the preliminary investigation indicates that it may be the result of some type of disturbance among some of the partygoers. The identity of the deceased victim is being withheld pending notification of the next of kin. The Texarkana, Texas Police Department asks that anyone who has information about the crime to contact them at the Texarkana, Texas Police Department at 903-798-3116 or Texarkana Area Crime Stoppers at 903-793-STOP. What may seem like the smallest of details can sometimes help investigators put together puzzle pieces in an investigation. All right, so you can take that off. It's just a whole lot of, But what that goes to show you is, my bad, you better say something else? Every time our people come together for wickedness, because just 2 weeks ago we was talking about a homecoming, and before that it was a Thanksgiving party, Easter party. Every year these pagan holidays end in death. It never fails. The Most High continuously judges our people for wickedness, and we continue to do it. It's like nothing is clicking in our head.
But why?
Hey, get Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. A couple of weeks ago when we had covered the UAPB homecoming shooting, and we pulled the scriptures about how the Lord, since you reject my counsel and I stretch out my hand to you, you rejected it or whatever. I'm going to laugh when your calamity come. I'm going to laugh when you be destroyed. And that offended a lot of people. For some reason, they thought that we just wrote our own Bible and we was, even though, or the Bible do say that, but y'all misinterpret, somehow it's misinterpreted and it don't mean what y'all say it mean.
Right.
And, you know, it was just really like kind of pissing me off. But our people, they just so not used to understanding that God, you know, he create good, he create evil.
Right.
They don't understand that God is a judge.
Hell no.
When you do something that's wrong in his sight, then that means that a punishment will come behind that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Our people do not want to come to grips with that. Like, no, God is good all the time.
No.
No.
That's
not what my grandma taught me.
No way.
Stop. You lying. I'm telling you, bro, it's a sickness with our people. We gotta just come to grips with the Bible. If God said not to do something, understand that there's consequences when you do it. All right, read Isaiah 5:20.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good.
Right, so witches, witchcraft, killers, murderers, serial killers. What else people be doing on Halloween? Dressing
like hoes.
Yeah,
all kind of.
Yeah, all of that, right? When this holiday come around every year, it's a good thing. Like, dang, we going Halloween shopping. Our kids finna get candy, Halloween parties or whatever. Now, these is fully Christian people. You know, at the church, we used to have a fall festival with the candy and you know what I'm saying? The pumpkins. Listen, that's you calling evil good. That's Deuteronomy 18:10 in full effect with everybody in the world, and it's a good thing. It's something that's embraced from year to year. God said it's gonna be woe, meaning sorrow, to them that call this evil good, and that's what we seeing in this article. Finish that scripture.
And good evil. That put darkness for light, and light for darkness.
Read.
That put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter.
Now jump down to 25.
Verse 25. Therefore is the anger of the Lord kindled against them.
That's what our people do not get. Like, when you do these things, when you call evil good, you dress up like a witch, you trick or treat, knocking on people's door. God said that kindles an anger towards you. You kindle the Lord's anger towards you. Read on.
And he have stretched forth his hand against them, and have smitten them.
So our people that's watching right now, they will refuse to believe that it was the hand of God.
Right.
That caused 10 people to get shot at a Halloween party. No way. No way. Not my Jesus.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Look, this what the Bible say.
Right.
For this cause, he will stretch out his hand against you and smite you. Read on.
And the hills did tremble, and their carcasses.
Their what?
And their carcasses were torn in the midst of the streets.
God said it will be dead. It will be bodies dropping behind this. We don't know the Lord that we playing with, man. Why do we play with this God? We do not understand. He say bodies gonna drop behind this. Y'all calling evil good. Read on.
For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out.
That's why it's gonna continue. Every time our people indulge in wickedness, when it come to the college homecomings, the Greek, parties and all of that, the Halloween part, the pagan holiday parties, it's always gonna be death. It's only gonna get worse and worse as time progresses. Because God's anger is going nowhere. He will not be appeased by this stuff ever. For real, it's only going to get worse as time progresses. We better start to understand that before y'all just continually be confused to the point where you just don't believe in God.
Right.
I'm telling you. Go ahead,
officer. You know what's funny is that we know the history. We know that Halloween stems from the worship of Samhain, which is the god of the dead, right? So we in the truth know that history. Our people in the world don't know that history, but funny enough, when you look at the history, every year when the Druids celebrated that festival, that pagan festival, it required human sacrifice. Meaning every Halloween, people had to die.
Right.
And now we get surprised now when people die every year. It was funny. I seen this one rapper from Chicago. I don't remember his name, but he did an interview, and I was watching an interview on YouTube, and he asked, "Well, what's the favorite holiday in Chicago?" And he said, "To be honest, Halloween is my favorite holiday because he said everybody's got a mask on, and he said that's the one time of year where you can get your kill off." That's what he said. He said you can get your kill off on Halloween.
Come on
but
now,
remember,
dog.
it's a day that requires human sacrifice.
Right.
So you might say, I'm in the Christian church. I heard it in the church. Oh, it's just for the kids. It's just something to do. Everybody's doing it. It's fun. It's all in good fun. But without realizing, you are into that paganism.
Right.
So now you're taking part in them sacrifices without even knowing.
Right.
That's why murder is so heavily associated with that holiday.
Right.
Hey, I guarantee that's what happened to Alpo. I had put that on a page. Y'all know Alpo. What's his name on Paid in Full?
Rico.
Rico. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? People plotted on it. They took years and years to get their revenge on it. And he all of a sudden just down a Halloween night or the night before Halloween. You know what I'm saying? But hey, what's crazy about what you was just reading in Isaiah 5, you know, they also dress up as nuns. We subconsciously know that the church and all that kind of stuff is evil. People actually walk around and dress up like nuns. That's why you see nuns and scary movies.
That damn singing be scared.
What you call it? The
Scary.
Yeah.
Hey, let me get this scripture real quick. Hey, let's go to Romans. Because you was talking about we're in the last days, and our people still want to entertain this death day. Because the Bible teaches us, like Deuteronomy, he told us back then, he said, either you choose life or death. What are you going to choose? And our people went the route of death. But read this, Romans 13:11.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11.
Come on.
And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
So our people, it's time to wake out of sleep. You're stuck in the death stage right now. You stuck in this stage where you're going to be destroyed forever. It's time to wake up. Come back to the commandments. Keep going.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Our salvation is near. Believe it or not, we're in the last days. Christ is returning. It's time to wake up out of these traditions of man.
That's right.
The night is far spent. The day is at hand.
Read.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
The what?
The works of darkness.
The works of darkness is Halloween. It's the customs you keep. What's next? Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving, another killing holiday. Christmas, another killing holiday. But they want to still follow these darknesses. It's time to get out of that. Keep going.
And let us put on the armor of light.
We got to put on the armor of light. We got to put on the commandments. Keep going.
Let us walk honestly.
Walk honestly, read.
As in the day.
Read.
Not in rioting.
Not in going to what they doing every night, every Halloween night. Come on.
And drunkenness.
And they going to parties getting drunk. Read.
Not in chambering.
What are they going to do? Make it out with other people. Read.
And wantonness.
Horniness. Come on.
Not in strife.
Read.
And envying.
And not in envy. A lot of it's envy too because, well, you got the best outfit. Look at that outfit. You got. Look, now I want to hear what you got. We seen this at these parties like that. The Bible says get rid of that. It's time for us to move on to righteousness.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's demonic, man.
It's all devilish,
It's demonic.
Hey, we in an age of learning right now. A lot of people know somewhat of some history. They know that the pilgrims came.
I wouldn't say it's the age of learning.
Whoa.
It's the age of information.
Information.
It's all out there.
Right. But
they want to be. Remember, the wisdom of Solomon is say the great war of ignorance.
Right.
Like they want all the information out there. Shouldn't nobody be ignorant of the demonic origins of Halloween.
Yeah,
And the stuff that you're doing, that you partaking in, is very ritualistic. Like you summoning up demons.
Boy, ain't no way,
It's a Google click away. But our people, they want to be ignorant of that because now you ruining the fun. You pooping the party.
That's right. Can we get Psalm 68 and 20? To prove to the Christians online that yes, the Lord kills. It belongs to him. Let's see what the Bible says. Psalm 68 verse 20.
The book of Psalms, chapter 68, and verse 20. He that is our Lord is the God of salvation. And unto God the Lord belong the issues from death.
You see that? It belongs to God, not Satan, the red pitchfork that you've been taught in Christian church. Right. It belongs to the Lord, a black man. He's issuing all the death that's going on because you're in the midst of your sin. So the Lord says it belongs to him. Why? Because we got to repent. And the only way we see these things is when we read the Bible. And you learn from the real prophets of God.
That's right.
That's all I have.
I'll pray. Y'all warm?
Warm.
All right, so now let's get into the topic. All right, the topic, an unfaithful generation. Can marriages exist without cheating?
Yeah, nah.
All right. So like I said in the beginning, it's a topic that I don't want to talk about it.
Why?
But it's a need for it. It's a need for us to discuss it. Now, the reason why this is a hot topic in the black community is because of, what's going on with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith.
What's his name? Will Simp?
Huh?
Will Simp?
Come on now, dog.
Will Simp.
Why?
Nah, before I deal with them, before I get into that thing there, get Jeremiah 29 real quick. Because what's happening in the world behind the idea of marriage is men, you got men that, it's really both sexes, but of course all the accountability at the end of the day fall on the man. We the head, whatever.
Right.
And it used to be a thing like, if a woman do cheat, it's supposed to be rare as opposed to how often a man cheat.
Right.
But when a woman do cheat, it's for companionship, a lack of companionship or whatever. My husband gone, he work a lot or whatever. We don't talk. I just want a friend, But now we done defiled so many women and hold out so many women that a lot of these women, they done took on man's spirits.
Right.
Message. So now they like, I'm a hoe. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a hoe. I wanna wake up one day and say, I want a long one.
Next.
One day I want a fat one. One day I want a curved one. And we gonna see that they say stuff like that.
You horse?
So
Wow.
we didn't basically destroy, the
sincereness of a marriage.
exactly.
For real. Right.
We didn't destroy it, and the thing is the foundation of marriage. That's what we don't. I'm gonna deal with that, but let's get Jeremiah 29 started for.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 29 and verse 4. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, unto all that I carried away captives, whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem unto Babylon.
Right. So I need all the black people to understand something. All right. When we read the Bible, this mirrors our reality because it is our reality. It's our history. It's our present and our future.
Mm-hmm. That's
so
right.
When you read stuff like the Israelites carried from Jerusalem to Babylon captive, we the only nation of people current day that identifies with that. Like we know, if anybody know, we know how it feel to be carried away captive from our land to a strange land.
That's right.
Now, it's no coincidence it is talking about us. But I want y'all to put it in that perspective for those that may be ignorant of that. Understand that this is not our land. We was carried captive here. And, our people that was originally inhabiting this land, it was conquered. It was taken from them, and they were put in captivity once they were conquered. Right?
Right.
So God said when you are in captivity, when you're in a captive state, this is what you should be doing. Read.
Build ye houses and dwell in them, and plant gardens and eat the fruit of them.
Read.
Take ye wives.
Do what?
Take ye wives.
Come on.
And beget sons and daughters.
So why would God tell you to take ye wives in captivity? Because that is the foundation to building a nation, rebuilding a nation. That's the beginning point right there. Because everything is possible when there's unity. Remember in Genesis 11, he said they all got one mind.
Right.
They all on one accord. It's nothing that's going to be impossible to them. Right? So when you got marriage, you got a unit. You got a man, a woman, you got kids, but they all represent one name.
Right.
They're one house. You see what I'm saying? Then you have a community where everyone in that community is married. So now all of them individual units of marriage are one unit as a community.
Right.
Then you got communities all across everywhere that's doing the same thing. Now those communities are one unit as a nation. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now y'all got your own stores, y'all got your own this, your own education. It all starts with marriage. But if you got the individual mindset, which goes to the reason why people don't want to get married no more, I don't want to be tied down to nobody for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? One day I might want a different ride. One day I might want some different cheeks. You see what I'm saying? So that individual mindset, we would never build anything. We gonna be stuck here in captivity. That's why God said, when you get in captivity, take ye wives.
Right.
That's
Get married. Because that's going to eventually is building a foundation that leads to you getting out of that captive state.
Right.
Once we get away from marriage, we dive in deeper into captivity. For real, deep. It's deep. Finish that.
And take wives for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands.
And make sure your kids get married. So now you begin a cycle of marriage.
Right, a good tradition.
Generations. Because eventually the next generation going to be delivered out of that captivity.
That's
freedom.
That they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may be increased there and not diminished. So without marriage, guess what? We become diminished as a people. Now you got people impregnating people that they don't love. Oh, hey, go kill that baby. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now women getting surgeries and procedures done because they having so many sex partners. They don't want to have a child with the wrong one. Dudes out here getting snipped. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to slip up, have a baby with this one and that one. You see what I'm saying?
Damn.
So we slowly, and then diseases spreading, killing us off. We diminishing as a nation of people.
Right.
Because there's no marriage. God said in captivity, marry so you won't be diminished.
Right.
Go ahead, Os.
Hey, it's crazy. Like the Israelite parents, you know, you can look at your son or your daughter like, and you looking at the other kid like, this might be a potential later on in life. You know what I'm saying? You start in your head, you start setting it up like, okay, they might be married one day. As opposed to like parents in the world, you know, they dress up their sons and daughters. Oh, you're gonna be stealing hearts and this and that. They're not teaching them. They're not teaching them, you know, to be able to think on marriage and have one possession. That's
they already.
That's America, bro.
Man,
every time we take Zion to the store or something. Oh, he gonna break so many hearts.
They sit here asking,
you got the hell he not?
You got a girlfriend? Like, hey, look, what are you talking about? Why you asking this little kid? He got a girlfriend. Today's not today, hope.
Yeah. So you know, when I'm gonna tell you what the effect that had on me when I was a little boy. I thought that okay, like I understand that I'm gonna go through a stage to where I just deal with a lot of different girls. Because they telling me this, you know what I'm saying? They telling me that's what's going to happen. The way I look, that's what's going to come with it.
You got to do this.
You see what I'm saying? But when you read the Bible, like you said, Isaiah, you give your sons, you give your daughters to husbands and wives. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you do that, the child grow up in a mindset they're prepping to be committed to somebody for the rest of their life. They prepping on building something with somebody, building a legacy, continuing a name. You know what I'm saying? That goes into generational wealth and all of that. But when the mindset, I'm telling you, it's the little subtle evil communication that we give to these kids that roots it out. They not thinking of, that's not in their mind at all. Generational wealth, generational this, generational. I'm gonna have them hoes when I get older. That's what y'all told me.
You know what I'm saying?
Come
on, man.
That thing go deep, officer. You said commitment. So the parents can teach the kids commitment.
Yep.
With stand married.
Message.
Damn.
Yep. But with commitment comes sacrifices. Right. And that's what our people do not want to do.
Right.
I
can't give up what I want.
We're going to get into it. So now pull up the first thing on that I put on the IT page. I believe it was a Facebook post. I just want to say, going into this Will and Jada topic, I want y'all to understand, we not simple. We know that. Because we've been victims of this as far as, people taking stuff out of context, things of that nature, twisting words and stuff like that. We understand that when she said what she said, she wasn't just on there like, Will Smith, he don't be hitting it right. And we know it wasn't like that. We know that wasn't the context. But it's principles, it's principalities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That when you marry, especially when you're a woman, yes, believe it or not, it's not double standards, but that's the term that they've created for it.
It's so dumb, right?
But it's certain stuff that women, especially, they cannot do when you marry.
Right.
Really, period. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna get into it. Jada she's in violation of the scriptures. I'm gonna just put it like that. But read that though.
It's very baffling and scary to me how fast a lie can spread and how easily so many will believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Jada Pinkett Smith says it's hard to maintain sex life with Will Smith.
Right. She never actually said that. All right. Go, keep going.
Watch Jada Pinkett Smith talk sex life with Will Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith is opening up again about her relationship with husband Will Smith. On her show Red Table Talk on Wednesday, October 27th, the 50-year-old host and actress, her mom Adrienne Banfield Norris, 68, and guest Gwyneth Paltrow, 49, discussed the challenges of maintaining a good sex life and the importance of communicating sexual desires with your partner. It's hard, Jada said. The thing Will and I talk about a lot is the journey. We started in this at a very young age, 22 years old. That's why the accountability part really hit for me, because I think you expect your partner to know what you need, especially when it comes to sex. It's like, well, if you love me, you should know. If you love me, you should read my mind. That's a huge pitfall. Paltrow, who is currently promoting her Netflix series, Sex, Love, and Goop, commented, "Isn't it weird, though? It's like someone doesn't read your mind and we feel crushed." Crushed, Jada concurred.
All right. Next.
Oh, my God.
She added, "You tell me what you need. Tell me what you want. And on top of it, I know that I have to be accountable to do the same. I really try. It's uncomfortable, but it's deeply healthy. And I think around sex, because it's something that we don't talk about and there's so much fantasy around it."
Okay. Next.
Jada. Communication is important for a healthy sex life, but 22 was just too young to realize that. The press. Jada says having a healthy sex life with her husband is hard.
Right. So she didn't say that, but that's how the press interpreted what she said.
Right.
She was basically trying to teach. She was trying to have a teaching moment. When you start young, you don't understand things that you realize later in life that could have made it better for you in the beginning. But Jada said Will ain't coming with it. That's what.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
dog.
It's completely out of context.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Keep reading.
That lying headline plays not even in the same ballpark. SMH.
All right, next.
We're so used to everything being hush-hush when it comes to marriage in our community. They painted Will and Jada as couple goals and the perfect black love image. Now they're sharing something different than the narrative the public has created, and people are mad.
The public?
I've stopped visiting all Twitter discussions about Will and Jada that are negatively stereotyped or based. I just see two people that are open enough to tell the rest of us that marriage has layers and you won't always be on the same page sexually and so forth. Excitement varies.
Right. So basically, what I say dealing with that is just like how in the Bible you're gonna have rebellious people, you're gonna you're gonna have people that are used to be made an example out of. So in this situation, the necessity of Will and Jada Smith is to show people what not to do. So just like, all right, if you don't want your woman going and doing all this that Jada doing, don't say that you want an open relationship. What we'll say, he said, we don't want marriage to feel like a prison.
Right.
And all of that backfired. Now you looked at like you the ultimate simp. You know what I'm saying? Your wife embarrassing you every other day. Y'all are the image of the reason why people don't want to get married. Y'all turn into being a dream marriage,
right,
to being a reason why people don't want to get married. Message. So people should look at y'all. I'm glad that they saying the stuff that they saying, because if you got sense, then it's telling you how to not go about a relationship. Don't go in a relationship saying, "Oh, we can be open, we can have multiple partners, we can do this, we can do that." Because down the road, it's just gonna lead to damage and embarrassment, and just it's pathetic.
It's shame.
All right, go to the next thing real quick. Was that in on that post? Okay. Now they just being funny with that. All right, I'm gonna deal with the comments too. But go ahead, what you was gonna say, Ops.
Yeah, pertaining to what you said about when he came out and openly said, you know what, we're not gonna be a prison of a marriage. We're gonna be open. He went directly against the scriptures. Can I get that? Sirach 25 and 25.
Get out.
This is what he did. Whenever you said I'm gonna have an open relationship, you're doing exactly what the Lord said not to do. And that's giving a woman space, giving her room to do whatever the hell she want to do. Then she going to embarrass you on national television. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 25. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad.
This is what you did. The Bible says don't give a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. Don't give water a passage. But Will Smith did the complete opposite, and now he's reaping the consequences of that thing. That open marriage is going to lead to destruction. It's the same as having a house with just water pouring in all day.
All right, so now go back to the post. I'm gonna read some of the comments, because they basically they showed the error in Jada, because the post was making it seem like Jada, she wasn't really in error like they making it seem. That's just the media,
right?
But she was in error though. Let's look at the comments on that post. Hit the X in the upper left corner, please. No. Left.
Your other left.
Okay. All right. Now scroll to the comments. All right.
Judith Bot Israel. Even if we misconstrued her words, it's her fault, because she shouldn't be discussing her sex life in public. That's between herself and her husband.
That's where she messed up at. She shouldn't be discussing her sex life in public. You a woman. Get that in Titus chapter 2 real quick. Titus chapter 2. Start at verse 4. And we'll start at 3, because she got some age on her. Yeah. She 50?
That's what it just said, yo.
Sheesh.
Listen good, sisters.
All right.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 4.
It's one thing to be a hoe, but it's another thing to be an old hoe. It's like, how do you still do that? How do you still? All right, come on. Ain't you tired of that? Like, you worn out.
You're done.
Like, it's hanging, it's drooping now.
Come on now, dog.
Like, you should be in healing and repairing and stuff. You just getting more and more damage. Like, ugh. All right, come on.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 3.
Right.
The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness. Not false accusers.
Come on.
Not given to much wine.
Read.
Teachers of good things.
Teachers of good things. Read.
That they may teach the young women to be sober.
So this is what Jada's supposed to be teaching, and this was she obviously wasn't taught. So it's how they're supposed to teach the women to be what?
To be sober. To love their husbands.
To do what?
To love their husbands.
To love, meaning honor, reverence, respect your husband, not embarrass them, not having entanglement with the young
man
outside of him. You know what I'm saying?
So this how you know that they don't really know what love is.
Right. Hell no. Keep reading.
To love their children.
Come on.
To be discreet.
To be what?
To be discreet.
To be discreet. What does it mean to be discreet? That means that the way you communicate, the way you behave yourself is to avoid causing offenses.
Right.
Like what you're doing on Red Table Talk. That is called indiscretion. All right, keep reading.
Chaste.
What?
Chaste.
Can we look up the definition of chaste? And then let's precept that real quick with 1 Peter chapter 3.
You get old.
All right. Definition of chaste. I'm telling you, brother, dead air and the way. God. Oh no. Oh my God.
Chase Bank? No.
When you don't read
Put
the
the T.
scriptures. Did he say chaste?
Cha.
Hey man, the love.
E, add an E, bruh.
Yeah,
thank you.
There
All
we
right,
go.
scroll down. All
Chaste. Abstaining from extramarital or from all sexual intercourse.
Right. So the women's supposed to teach the younger women to abstain from extramarital sexual intercourse, meaning anti-entanglement, anti-open relationship. Right? It's supposed to be you one flesh. Twain shall be one, not three, not four, not five. Right? Chaste. Now give 1 Peter chapter 3.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1.
Come on.
Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands.
Read.
That if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
Come on.
While they behold your chaste conversation.
So the husband, this is how you win a husband. Obviously, when Will went viral for his face when he was on Red Table Talk.
Man.
He looked like he was really dying.
Right. He couldn't act away from that.
For real.
All the acting he can do, he couldn't avoid
He looked
that.
like he was in the real deal sucking place for real. Like, Will, get out. Like, wake up.
Should have
Like,
been
he-
gone, man. Doing it for the kids. Them
For
kids
real.
grown as hell now.
Now, this is how you win your husband over. This is how you gain your husband. This is how you get on his good side. The Bible is telling you this. So when you do the complete opposite, you're going to end up destroying your husband. And not only that, destroying his image. Because what you're doing is you basically, and this is where the issue come in at. You basically advertising yourself sexually when you marry. When your conversation is not chaste, you saying like, my husband, he not meeting my needs and all of this. You basically saying to the public, I'm a freak.
Right.
So you got freak ass niggas out there like,
Every time
man,
they see it, I'm about to holler at
I'm
them.
with all of
Right.
that. You hear me? Yeah. For real, don't let me run into Jada. You heard me?
Hey, you seen what Future said?
Oh hell. Oh, what'd he say?
Hey,
Go
Future
ahead.
spoke. He spoke.
Yeah. Nah, they was like Jada needs to hang with Future, and then he responded. He was like, I'd rather hang with Jada. No. They said Will. Damn, what they say?
No, we'll need to hang with Future.
With
Future
Future.
replies and no, I'd rather hang with Jada.
Respectfully.
Yeah, I respect
Hey, it's
her.
a merch out and everything now.
Damn.
It's crazy.
Embarrassing.
Dude,
Look, you
damn,
shamed
he a
your
damn
husband.
demon.
Come
bro.
on now,
Hey,
dog.
all he say is, he be beat.
I'm gonna go finish that scripture real quick.
While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear.
So in conjunction with you not expressing, basically having conversations about your sex life as a married woman, it's supposed to be coupled with fear. Meaning what? You fear having your husband being seen in a bad light. You fear embarrassing him. You fear disrespecting him altogether. That's how a woman's supposed to feel because marriage represents Christ in the church. We supposed to fear God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We supposed to fear him that's able to kill the body and soul in hell. We supposed to fear him. They supposed to have the same type of fear. The marriage supposed to reflect that. she supposed to feel that way towards you. It's certain things that she not gonna say or do at all or in a certain type of way because she know how it's gonna make you feel or how it's gonna make you look. It's that fear supposed to be there in the marriage, and obviously Jada don't got that for him.
Hell no.
Once you defile yourself with another man, all of that be destroyed. you didn't went out of bounds. You didn't went out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? What you was gonna say, Jonah?
I was gonna say, and it's the same thing trickled down to her daughter. You know, it was one of the episodes. Willow said she doesn't believe in having one man. She want to have a polygamous relationship, but
Get
she's
that.
the one with multiple.
Ezekiel 16, get that. They go back to Jeremiah 29. You see they reciprocating that thing. Now, cause think about it, right? They a rich family, right? They got money, net worth millions.
Right.
So now your kids, based on them seeing your open relationship and your ultimately failed marriage, I don't want to marry. Basically, now that's going to destroy generational wealth. I'm not even going to get with a man. I don't even like men. Damn. You know what I'm saying?
Jaden likes boys.
Right. So Jaden, they're metrosexual, right?
Right.
So that they just swing wherever they land. They just land there. You see what I'm saying? So they not going to get married. It's the generational wealth is going to be cut off. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's diminishing. It's not going to be a next generation of Smiths. Damn. You know, like it could have been. For real. That show, like, we got to apply the scriptures. When we don't, we get the complete opposite outcome. Read what you got.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 16 and verse 44. Behold, everyone that uses proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter.
Right. The example that you said as a mother, you're basically molding your daughter to be the same way. Whether it's intentionally or inadvertently, that's what happens. So women got to be very mindful. That's why, even like old school, old fashioned, like, even if it was problems in the marriage, you wasn't going to do that in front of your kids. You weren't finna argue with your husband in front of your kids.
Hell no.
So you weren't finna disrespect your husband and raise your voice in front of your kids.
Right.
Because you understand the damage that could do to them mentally. They grow up and they going to abuse their spouse, or they not going to get married. Or you see what I'm saying? They got it destroys their view of marriage altogether. Go ahead,
Can you go back to Titus 2? Yes, sir. What the officer was bringing out was heavy, and just Titus 2 in verse 5 again, because this is a prime example of what's going on. And as in the title, it says this is an unfaithful generation. This generation is something brand new. So as the officer just said, previous generations, even my grandparents. I remember my grandmother, my mom's mother, and her husband. They were still married. And they lived together. They didn't even sleep in the same room. So whereas like after a while, where you're not dealing with each other anymore, it's like you almost like you separated, but they wasn't leaving each other. So every day he came home, his food was on the table, his clothes were ironed, everything. She maintained, she took care of him. That's still her husband, even though they're not really on that level of the love is not there like that anymore, right? But now this generation, they go on social media, they're gonna get on YouTube, they're gonna get on Instagram, they're gonna talk about you. So read that again.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 5. To be discreet.
So our women now are not learning how to be discreet. We brought out the definition now, discreet, meaning learn how to keep to yourself. There's certain things everybody doesn't need to know. Read.
Chaste. Keepers at home.
That's the heavy one right there. Keepers at home. Learn to keep your behind at home. Jada Smith, your house is completely out of order. All your kids are jacked up. Your son now is modeling dresses. He don't know what he want to do. Your daughter's saying she don't know if she like girls. She don't know if she like boys. But yet you want to be in the public eye trying to teach other women now how to run their house, how to run their marriage. Now you're entangled. Your husband is entangled with Edomites, allegedly.
Right.
All kind of madness going on in your house.
Stay in your lane. And you look like one of the things from I Am Legend. That's crazy. Come on, man. Stay at home. Stop going out in public, man. Just sit your ass down. Put a hair wrap on. Stay in the house.
Your face, no.
That's it. Keepers at home. So it's no different than if how a crackhead, active crackhead, going to teach somebody else how to be sober. You know, your house is out or fix your own stuff first before you try to come out here and teach other people how to get themselves right.
Exactly. All praise to the Most High. Go back to that post. Well, no, we could drop it. Pull up the next post I had. Was it one of the posts after that I had? A Facebook post, I think. Oh no, was it? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Play that real quick. Now this is this girl. She is a certain type of girl, all right. But I ain't gonna speak on that. But basically, she is what the post was trying to combat, like somebody that just she embarrassing her husband and run with it or whatever. So she a little biased or whatever, but she gonna make a couple of good points. And y'all gonna actually see the video for y'allself. All right, Jada Pinkett, Smith, violating the scriptures as far as when it comes to being chaste in her conversation. All right, play that.
Expect your partner to know, especially when it comes to sex. Right. It's like, well, if you love me, you should know. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you love me, you should be able to read my mind. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a huge.
Okay, so all I'm going to say is whatever she is on, I want some. Because this lady is literally nuts at this point. I used to love Jada. I used to really like her. I love women who are very spiritual and in tune with themselves and healing and all that. But at this point, it seems like this is not even your partner. It seems like you're one of those partners that is with somebody and you secretly hate them. And I have experienced being with someone and it just seemed like they just hated my guts. Like, why are you stuck in a relationship you don't want to be in? Every time you talk about this man, your husband, your partner, your better half, your king, you are like downplaying him. And the one thing I don't like about a lot of women is if you think a guy's supposed to guess things, you are crazy. He's not Flash, he's not Spider-Man, he's not Superman, he's not a fucking superhero. What are you guys nuts? On top of that, I just feel like women sit there with their friends and just gossip about their partners. Like, is that all you can do? If you're not throwing out suggestions on how to be better women and how to please your man better, why are you even bringing up your partners? Being honest, because what is your friend going to give you advice for? Exactly. Not even that. Give you advice on what? A show in front of millions of people? Dude, you are just dragging this man through the dirt. I feel so bad for Will Smith. It's sad at this point. To me, he is probably one of the best husband material in the freaking world. He's caring, he's respectful, he's funny as fuck, he's very talented, and by all means, I always thought Will Smith was, I'm strange. Hey, well, baby. I'm sorry, but I'm at the stage in my life where I am so tired of being with people who don't respect me, don't value me.
Look. That's what women gotta understand. You see how she just comment on. You can't be talking about your husband to different other women, cause now you put it in their mind like, what the hell? That ain't
exactly. That's why I say it's advertising.
Yeah.
Even if you talking down on your spouse, if it spikes curiosity in somebody,
that's what he like.
Maybe you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
Hey.
For real, what you was gonna say?
No, I was saying like concerning Will Smith, Ciroc 25. And 23, it's all wicked that she proclaiming. She ain't right. Just simple as that. She ain't right. Ciroc 25 and 23.
The book of Sirach, or Ecclesiastes, chapter 25 and verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance, and a wounded heart.
That's what Will Smith look like. You see these
pull up the viral picture. Will Smith, Red Table. He definitely embodied it.
If you don't like the person that much, leave.
That boy was shot.
He embodied that precept. All right.
Maketh a heavy countenance.
Yeah, so now think about this, right? Now, you well, let me just not even go down that path. Because like I said, at the end of the day, the man takes the ultimate accountability as the head.
Right.
When you stepped into the marriage as the head, you said you didn't want to make marriage a prison.
Right.
We can move around. We can be, you You know what I'm saying?
Simp.
So he opened the door for
destruction.
Exactly. He opened the door for destruction in his marriage.
Damn.
If you knew she was a happy, friendly, super social, whatever, you shouldn't have married her. You shouldn't have made that covenant with her. All right? And when I say that, I mean she was a mingler. She'll sit in another man's lap, hug another man,
She wasn't even,
touchy and
she
stuff.
didn't want you at the time.
Right. Yeah, she'll rub her face against another man's face. You know this the type of woman that you finna marry. You should have let her grow into a level of I only desire you. That's when you know you're supposed to marry a woman, when you know that her desire is only towards you. She not looking at other men like that. She not entertaining other men's lust. Look at his face. Read that scripture again. Put his face on the screen.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance.
Right. He looked like he got weights under his eyes. You know what I'm saying?
He want to explode.
He got a heavy countenance, bruh.
Right.
He look like he been through a lot. He been through a lot of pain. My pain, my pain, my pain. He look like he's been through a lot of pain in life.
Sheesh.
Go ahead.
And a wounded heart.
And a what?
And a wounded heart.
A broken heart. So now you gotta think when we think about broken hearts, we associate that with women. They get their hearts broken. But the Bible addressing a man with a broken heart. A wicked woman will break a man's heart. That's what the Bible just said.
I'm hurting.
This is a man right here with a broken heart.
He done, yeah.
For real, he got a picture with August Alsina. This young talented man or whatever. I thought he was my buddy. He's smashing my wife.
It's my son right here.
They was in a whole relationship.
He bulldozing my wife. Talking about breaking all the walls down. For real, this young man.
She was with a relationship with this man while she was married.
Exactly. Look at him. He
It
like
hurt.
you.
Damn.
Crazy part is even the heathens understand that this is not acceptable in a house. What's his name? Ahasuerus or something like that?
Exactly.
Man, get this woman up out of here. If she not going to honor me, she not going to do what I say. She got to go because every other woman is going to start to think like this.
Right.
Hey.
Right. That's another thing that this door opened. This opened the door of, Will Smith, he got money, he got fame, he's a figure, or whatever, and his wife don't respect him like that. You know what I'm saying? His wife able to do this and do that, so you little 9 to 5 working little head ass.
Right.
You ain't been on no movie screen. You ain't got no Oscars. You ain't, what? Psh, I talk to you any way I want to. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like she opened a can of worms for our women. I'm telling you, bro, our women today, they so absorbent. You know what I'm saying? Like they absorb all of the stuff in the world, the media, that they see on TV. They so absorbent. So when things come out like that, they absorb it. And they exemplify it in their actions. Just over generations, the way that they talk to men in general, the way that they look at men, you know what I'm saying? The way they perceive them to where they think they're not only just equal to, but superior to men. It's because all of these evil communications over time that they've absorbed. Generations ago, it wasn't like that. The women had fear for their husbands.
Right.
But it's gone. It's dissipated.
Yeah. Also, something like you said years ago, it was different because the women saw what we read about in Hebrews 13. That marriage is honorable.
Mm-hmm.
So they them honoring their husband, that's their glory. When people see that their house is in order. This, what we seeing on the screen that's going on nowadays, that was disgraceful. That was disgraceful. But now we giving the women the liberty to think that, okay, I can disgrace my husband without disgracing myself. No, both of you disgrace because it's a union.
Right.
It's a union.
Hey, that's heavy you saying that. Hey, go to Ecclesiastes 7 real quick and just read verse 1. Because it goes back into when you think marriage is honorable and it tells you bed undefiled, what Christianity says is that means you can do whatever you want with anybody. because the bed undefiled. They jacked it up. They screwed the whole thing up about marriage. And what happened is when we just showed the image of him with his little sad face is that like you've been hitting on, like it's really on the man. So watch this, read that.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
A good name is better than precious ointment.
That's it. It says a good name is better than precious ointment. So what happened? She not only destroyed her name from that, oh, this is the perfect relationship. She destroyed his name. Now they're known for the jacked up marriage. They known for that.
That's heavy. That's heavy. That's why the law say if a woman be defiled, you gotta put her away.
You gotta get away.
She gotta go.
Now you look like you a simp.
You
We
a
call
damn
him a
simp.
Right.
You a simp now. Your name is destroyed.
Like, man, you know, so like you gotta
am the
live. You
legend
gotta
simp.
live with that. Like another dude didn't hit your woman, bruh.
And it's known. Like multiple.
How you feel about that? You know, I know it's been 5 years. Do it still affect you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He got more stamina. He was young. All that shit, man. Like, damn.
You okay, bro? You ever think about it? It ever bothers you from time to time?
Got the little face. Right.
Bruh, that's why guys, hell no, she gotta go.
She destroyed his name, your legacy. You know, man.
That's what women, well, and then fall back on us, because we the guys of the earth.
Right.
We supposed to be the rulers, you know what I'm saying? So what they don't realize is like I said about the term they created, double standard. It's, you know, the term don't really match it, but it is, as far as it's a difference between a man doing it and a woman doing it. It's forbidden by God, period. It's punishable. It was always punishable by death. But the thing is that as a man, that she take on your name, like you just pulled.
Right.
It's the name of the man is on the line. If a man cheat on a woman, her name, you the wife, you the help me,
Right.
you the possession. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to take that and roll with it. But the man, once that stain is on your honor, the only way to wipe that away is to let that hoe go.
Go.
For real.
That's Scriptures say about the land being defiled.
Exactly.
Meaning what? You can't come plant no seeds in my field.
Right.
Seeds in my field. That's it. I
Exactly.
gotta get rid of the whole field. And
Exactly.
Yeah, that man Will got to tap into that the character he was playing on Hitch.
Damn.
Come on now, dog.
Hey, he was a pro therapist.
Yeah. I wish Officer Ezra was here. He watched that movie.
He liked that movie?
Yeah, he watched it. He would be able to. Y'all would be talking about it right now.
I never seen Hitch.
I don't know anything about it.
You ain't watch it?
I watched it when I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
he's
remember
crazy.
this song that he made for it. Switch. Switch. Whatever. All right. Go to the next thing. To the right. So this led to now. This sister, she was my auntie childhood friend or whatever. You know, her page private, so she, you know, if she find out, she might be mad. But I'm sorry. All right. So she went based on the Will and Jada thing. She went and opened up a discussion on her Facebook page concerning the topic. And like I said, it was it's not something that men have never talked about. But on the women's side, it was because women's supposed to be modest, chaste, and shame. That's something I want to deal with as well. I got to deal with that real quick. Get Sirach 26 and pull up the definition of shamefaced.
They don't know. They don't.
Sirach chapter 26, verse 13 or 15.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace.
A shamefaced and faithful woman is every man want a woman that's shamefaced. All right? Message. Believe it or not. Now read the definition. So you may read this. basically our women today is anti this. All right? Because they don't understand the power that come with it. Read that.
Shamefaced. Feeling or expressing shame or embarrassment.
Right. So how would that be something that is a grace to a man? Why would a man like that? Because when you shamefaced, is you anti-advertisement. You not advertising nothing. You know what I'm saying? A man feel like I can trust her. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. She not going around trying to attract other men. She's not saying things, addressing a certain way, or carrying herself a certain way to where it would put men in a position to approach her. You see what I'm saying? Damn. That's why God said he want his women to be shamefaced. All right, because the man will be able to safely trust in them, like it talk about in Proverbs 31. You know what I'm saying? When I be traveling and stuff, I be, it be certain stuff on the men's side and the women's side that I be seeing and I be admiring. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we gotta get to that. Like a lot of the sisters when I travel or whatever, I see them like they be walking around, they always do doing this and doing that. I just be like, like when it happens, it makes you feel a certain way as a spiritual man. You're like, that I like that. I like to see women doing that. Like, walking around all modest and quiet, not with the stretched forth neck like it's in Isaiah 3. Because it's a spirit. Right. When you got a stretched forth neck and you pretty and you showing everything, men looking, but they don't want to look. So it's like a stumbling block. You know what I'm saying? But when you shamefaced, you got your hair covered, you bow, you show respect and honor or whatever. It's like, that sister, she in the spirit. For real. I finished that out, that scripture.
And her continent mind cannot be valued.
Now look up that word, continent. Okay. Real quick, let me deal with this continent. I need a continent minded, positive vibe, and not with the drama. She got the got the people wondering.
Brothers didn't take keyboarding in middle school when it shows public school education, man. Come on.
Good watching the
brothers trying to see how to spell continent.
Can we read up 1 second, officer?
Huh?
While we waiting on this.
Did they hear me? Oh, okay.
There we go.
They couldn't. Yeah.
All right. Read definition number 2.
Continent. Exercising self-restraint, especially sexual.
Exactly. So why does the Bible say the continent mind of a woman cannot be valued? Because when you ain't advertising yourself as a woman, as a man, I can trust you. And that makes marriage more honorable. Like I know you ain't gonna step out. I can leave you at the house like the Egyptian man wasn't able to do. Was the Potiphar? He wasn't able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I know, like Susanna. You know what I'm saying? Like that man, the fact that his wife, she basically the way how she applied the scriptures in her situation in her trial, and Daniel brought it to light. Like I can only imagine how his respect and love for his wife heightened after that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, you a beautiful woman, and, I understand men gonna be attracted, but you ain't for that. You know what I'm saying? When you was able to be continent in a situation where you could have just easily gave in. So as a man, it's invaluable for our women to be like that. And that's how our women gotta be. That's what Jada Pinkett is not. All right? But caller, welcome to Let's Talk Truth. What's your name? Where you from?
Shalom, leadership. This is Sister Nelia from House of Officer Jonas.
Shalom, sis. What you doing? What you calling in? What's your question, comment, concern?
Shalom. I just wanted to make a comment on the previous video that was shared about, Jada Pinkett not knowing how, how good of a man she has. And I really think one thing that's ruining a lot of marriages today is the lack of patience. We actually talked about this in our sister discussion last week, that a lot of marriages back in the day, they stuck by each other in way worse conditions. And obviously, we know if you're in a dangerous relationship, you need to leave. But back in the day, even if your husband was beating on you, they still stood by them. And that just shows, the level of endurance that, you know, previous generations had. And I wanted to say something on the original video when, you know, she admitted to having an entanglement with August. One thing that I remember her saying is that she said something about, I just wanted to feel good. I just wanted to be free. Something along those lines. And like that reminded me of like a lot of women that fall in the midst of that. It's like, well, I just wanted to be happy. And I just wanted to read this quote real quick before I get off that reminded me of that. It says, don't expect your husband to make you happy. Being happy comes and goes. Being joyful and content is a choice you make, is a choice you alone make. It is not dependent upon anyone else. If you expect him to make you happy, you can be assured that you won't be happy. Expectations destroy relationships. And that's all I really had to add is that, you know, a lot of women nowadays, we're really discontent and we like to blame it on our husband when a lot of times we're just not finding our own joy and we're upset with ourselves. So that's all I had to add.
What it boiled down to is women don't understand their God-given role. Like in Genesis, it says the woman's desire is unto the husband. So her happiness should just come in serving that man, doing what God appointed her to do.
Right.
Not that, because you mentioned something about how they used to stick through thick and thin and all that. Not that we promote abuse or, you know, these different and bad things in a relationship. But the point is, in a marriage, a woman should always remember that this is what she signs up for. You endure that marriage and don't let a man beat on you. But keep God's laws first and the marriage should work.
Nah, that's why Titus 2 so heavy. It go back to what I was saying about the women being very absorbent. So, you know, over time, all of the stuff that was shown to them on the screen about like romance and happiness and joy and da-da-da-da-da, and they get in a relationship and they see like a man, you know, at the end of the day, we just trying to, you know what I'm saying, we want to eat and we want to do that.
Doonies.
And chill out. You know what I'm saying? So we'll do that here and there or whatever. We, you know, live joyfully with your wife. I'm not saying you don't, but women, they absorb like the idea of a relationship is supposed to always be up. It's supposed to always be happy and smiles and joy and champagne glasses and stuff like that. So when they get in a relationship and they see that it's not like that, you also got the other evil communication showing like, that's why I don't get married. I'm independent. I'm free. I do what I want. I do da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now it's the idea has developed. It's no longer what was taught generationally by parents because Titus 2 is telling us that our young women and young men as well, they got to be prepared for marriage. Mm-hmm. They got to be prepped by the parents. You know what I'm saying? They got to be prepared for that. You just getting into a marriage and don't know what it entails, it's going to lead to a lot of discontentment. You know what I'm saying? It's going to lead to a lot of dissatisfaction because you wasn't prepared. You didn't understand you was going to have to sacrifice. Same thing with us in this truth. If we come into the truth thinking, for every little commandment that I do, I'm supposed to receive a blessing. That means that as soon, get that in Job real quick. As soon, I'm going to wait. But as soon as something bad happened, you questioning God. Like, wait, I thought I was keeping the commandments. Why did I just get sick? Why did I just get in a wreck? Why did I just get fired? Something ain't right. I don't think this the God I want to serve. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you don't understand that relationship commitment, a covenant, it comes with trials. It comes with tribulation. It comes with sacrifice. It comes with hardships. If you don't understand that and you think it's always supposed to be up, the minute it go down, you ready to break that covenant.
Hey, it's heavy. You mentioned like goes back to the parents as far as the commitment part go because it showed that her mom was what 68. That means she had her at 18 young, and the daddy ain't there. So it was some issues with she couldn't teach her commitment, but she got her mom co-starring with her, gossiping with her on this and that. She can't guide her properly like the Titus 2 say. So she got to be around the righteous men, the righteous sisters that can guide her properly on how to be to commit to the relationship. That means, like you said, there's going to be trials. There's going to be all this to go with that marriage. But I can teach you how to commit. All you got to do is do this. When this happens, do this. Shh, be quiet. Act like this. Respond this way. But we don't see that today.
But what are they saying? What you said was just heavy because look at now. She has her daughter on there. She got her daughter on there, and basically she's talking about her father.
Right.
Talking about her father. But that's no different than what we see in our communities, whereas our daughters are learning. A lot of times the man, we're gonna tell it what it is they messing up, maybe they're not around, but now as a woman, you're not supposed to be talking to this woman, this young girl about her father. Oh, he ain't nothing, he's this, he's that, because now when she has her own man, how is she gonna look at him? The man that she was raised to look up to as her Lord, prior to her getting her own Lord, she thought he wasn't nothing, so how's she gonna treat her Lord when she gets him?
Exactly, that thing run deep.
Yep. All praises. What do we have after that?
Hey, can I read back up on that scripture you had in Sirach?
Okay.
Hey, go to verse 14.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 14.
This goes back to the good name part. Go ahead.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
So now we got to examine this situation. When we get into marriage, it's like what we see here of the known relationship of Will and his wife. It says a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. So now she's out here on this what is the name of the show? Red Table Talk. Talking about all her spilling everything. She is not a gift from the Lord.
Right.
She is not a gift from the Lord. This woman she gotta go at the end of the day. But that's not the relationship that he needs. That's not a wife. That's not a wife anymore. She has left the building at the end of the day. Keep going.
And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
She wasn't instructed properly. The mother didn't guide her right. The mother didn't teach her how to be a righteous, wife. Because the mama wasn't there. The mama didn't have that relationship. The grandma probably didn't have it. She ain't got it because she's separating that relationship. Now her kids, Jada, I forget the name, daughter, Willow, and all of them. Now they jacked up because you on TV destroying the marriage.
Right.
This is crazy. You got something else?
Yeah, read verse 26. I like giving this scripture to my wife because, like, at the end of the day, like this is all it's about for a woman, for a wife. Read what you got.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 26. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all.
So the scriptures say when a wife honor her husband, she gonna be judged wise of all. So when it comes to that time for you to be judged, the Lord gonna be like, okay, you took care of your husband, you were a servant to him, you did as your desire was to him. Read on.
But she that dishonoreth him in her pride.
And you see, that's what Jada is doing. You know, she got to come up with discussions because she has a show. She got to make it appealing for you know our people love mischief. You know what I'm saying? They run to wherever the gossip is.
Want to hear about somebody else's business.
They want to worry about somebody else's business instead of their own. So it's pride that be kicking up, and she got to discuss these different things. But we just read in the scriptures like a woman supposed to be chaste, she supposed to be discreet, shamefaced. You shouldn't be discussing no sexual your lifestyle with other people, especially the whole world that you don't even know. Come on.
Shall be counted ungodly of all.
So it says a woman that dishonor her husband, she gonna be counted ungodly of all. That's all I have.
Right. You know what's so heavy about this? Like the way she's speaking, the way she's airing out her resentment and all this towards him, this is after the adultery. That means her spirit is no longer bound to will. She's speaking.
It's a justification spirit, bro. That's what women do. They deflect. So it's like, okay, everybody know, I cheated on my husband or whatever. But what y'all don't know is he this and he that and we do that and we made mistakes and that. Like, no. Like, that's why God said you got to, we had to stone people that did this. Like, it's no justification. You know what I'm saying? You never do that. You never do that. Period.
Hell no.
But our women, bro, they got this spirit heavy in the last days, bro. Like, if they do something wrong, it's really not wrong. Women can do nothing wrong.
Right.
It's somebody is at fault along with them. I'm telling you, zero accountability. They allergic to accountability.
Damn.
For real.
Start breaking out.
All right, so now get the post real quick. Like I said, this somebody that I know, my auntie friend or whatever that she grew up with. Right. Pull it up.
Hey, men can't be simps, man. You know what I'm saying? A woman that start y'all will be in an argument. You bringing up a point, she'll flip it on you. Now y'all on that discussion. You know what I'm saying? You done forgot the whole start of the argument.
But I will say this, you know what I'm saying? Now they do have, women are not robots, you know what I'm saying? They got feelings, they got, what I'm saying? They got reasons. And that's why communication is important in a marriage.
Yes, sir.
Like, whenever your wife do something, you want to know why. You know what I'm saying? You want to tap into their mind. Like, what was on your mind when you did this or said this? Because that's not, I didn't marry you knowing that you would just be doing stuff like that. So what is it? What is it that's going on with you? What's going on in your mind? And you got to be able to handle what she may express to you. Of course, she going to express sometimes you're going to have to go in the scriptures and correct her. She's going to be some error in her thoughts from time to time or whatever, but you got to allow sisters to be able to communicate, because when they feel like they can't communicate things with you, then they gonna go about handling it or channeling their anger or their frustration with different men, like Jada. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's gonna lead to. So we not trying to do no. I know we going in on Jada or whatever, but that ain't what we trying to do here. You know what I'm saying? That we trying to speak to an unfaithful generation. All right, this unfaithful men and unfaithful women. If you want to make a marriage work without any infidelity, communication is key on both ends. As a man, you got to be able to handle that. You got to be able to hear her out. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, you're gonna have to shut down a lot of stuff from time to time. But you know,
Exactly.
if you don't let a woman express her reasons behind certain things, then you ain't gonna be able to fix stuff. She gonna be doing stuff and you just gonna be, oh, so my wife wicked, I hate her. Like, what's going on? Oh no, she just, all right, read that.
Topic of discussion with a male friend tonight. No man is going to spend the rest of their life only having sex with that one woman they have married. At some point, they will desire and have another sexual encounter. Men, I would love your brutal honesty on this topic. Block your woman so you don't get in trouble, but let's have it. Are women living in a false mindset to believe he'll never step out on her? In my DMX voice, what these want from her? But seriously, men, what do y'all want? A woman that will allow threesomes? A weekend pass? Or can you see yourself only giving yourself to her for the next 50 years? Ladies, let's let the men have this post. I don't want them to feel attacked because we'll never see their truths once we start going in.
Right. So now she was basically, setting up a point for the women, because this the thing in the world is 50-50. It's equal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I bet that's y'all reason. That's how y'all feel. Well, guess what? We feel the same way.
Right.
That's what she was doing with this post. Right. But let's read some of the comments. All right.
Neil Johnson said, I used to think I wouldn't be able to be with one woman until I truly loved one woman. We as men will look at times, but I wouldn't hurt the woman I love to be with another one sexually. Just not worth it, especially when you see how it hurts someone who loved you.
Right. It's not worth it. All right. That's a good comment right there.
Hey, I got to say something about this old dude at my job, right?
Bring it out.
He's been married
14 years. Hold on,
because he didn't go with this.
Hold on, bro. One thing about Officer Jonah, man, he got a perpetual beef.
And he not that old, bro.
Older men, bro.
He not that old, bro. bro.
So it might be a little bias in this thing.
All right.
Just let y'all know.
All right. Let's see.
He just do not like older men, bro.
Maybe this is bias. An old head who think he the pimp of the city.
Damn.
Been married 14 years, but been dating another woman for 7 out of those 14 years. And in the same breath, he say, but I love my wife. Don't get me wrong, I love my wife. But sometimes she don't do what I needed to do, so I just got a couple other girlfriends on the side.
Come on now.
And everybody just be laughing at him because they like, even somebody in the world told him, you do not love your wife. How you say you love someone? What Donnell Jones say? If you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. So even people in the world understand this concept.
It's common sense.
That ain't love if
Right.
you do that.
Damn. Well, it up.
Not just men, but women too. I've gotten with a couple of married chicks in my life.
Damn.
Sheesh.
Hold up.
Oh, my.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Like I said, now with men, you know what I'm saying. When you hoe a woman out, you gotta understand what you're doing. You hoeing her out. Right. So you're creating a female version of what you doing.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? So now a woman just growing up without, the absorbance of all of the evil or whatever, just a normal woman, she is naturally like sacred. She don't want to just be all out there and all of that.
Right.
But once a man do that to her and she experienced that, and just like we read about in 2 Samuel when he laid with his sister or whatever, he raped her.
Right.
And then kicked her right out of the spot. Like she expressed like, damn, that's worse than you raping me.
Right.
So you got to think of that damage that's done once you deal with a woman and then you like, nah, we ain't that. Like,
damn.
Going on about your life. So now she like, well, damn, it felt good, but it felt like something I'm only supposed to be doing one person, but I see that ain't how it work. So I'm going to just get it how I live.
Damn.
Now you got Meg Thee Stallion. Now you got Cardi B. Now eventually they wax prideful in it. Like, hell, if y'all swinging y'all nuts, hell, we got balls too.
We can do this.
For real. All right?
Danger.
So women have developed, that's not natural. I want y'all to understand. Women ain't supposed to naturally feel like men do as far as the desire to have multiple sex partners. You know what I'm saying? Because in rulership and things of that nature, men had multiple wives. That was a part of, being fruitful or whatever. But women never, ever, nowhere on the planet had multiple husbands.
Hell no.
That don't make sense.
It don't.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not a natural thing, but we have made women into these things, all right, by hoeing them out. All right, read that comment.
And still have access to them now. But you just have to be disciplined.
Now read it from the top.
Aubrey Randall commented and said, not just men, but women too. I've gotten with a couple of married chicks in my life and still have access to them now.
So peep what he's saying.
What?
Peep what he's saying. He letting you know, like, I know this is supposed for the men. I really know what you're doing, Trev, but women got this thing too. I done smashed a couple married women and I still can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So that mean that it's women out here that's, in a relationship, they doing they probably cooking for the man. They probably doing this, doing that. But they going out and getting a fix with somebody else. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They got men that they can call when their husband go on a trip or do this and do that. All right, so it has became a thing to where can a woman just stay faithful to one rod for the rest of her life? Now that's a thing. All right, keep going.
But you just have to be disciplined enough not to act on your desires. So I'm like, why even get married if you're not going to commit to that situation? I'm not getting married. I like to do WTF I want to do whenever I want to do it.
So notice, he said all brought down to discipline. You got to be able to resist your pleasure. Like, we all going to want to desire to do this and do that, but you just got to not do it. Right. But me, hell, I want to do what the hell I want to do, you hear me? So I ain't getting married. I'm not going that route because I want to. If I feel like I want some vanilla today, I'm gonna go get some vanilla. I'm not just going. I'm gonna get sick of chocolate. I have it for the rest of my life. One day I might wake up tomorrow, I want some damn caramel. You know what I'm saying? Cookies and cream.
Right.
For real. So it's the willful lack of discipline that our people have that causes them to not be able to remain faithful in a marriage. Damn. It's all about discipline, man. It's people it's people that's attractive. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that means we are to an extent susceptible to commit adultery. Is something in us, our flesh. We attracted. She pretty. She look good. I can't deny that. But what I can deny is interacting with her, right, feeling her, touching her, drinking with her, sitting down with her, chopping it up with her. All that lead to smashing her. I can deny that. I can stop from going over there and having a conversation and enticing her. I can deny that. I can't deny that she's attractive, but I can deny myself from feeding into that. And that's what our people don't want to do. It's a lack of, discipline. A willful lack of discipline. I just don't want to live like that. All right? Read that.
All right, Ryan, you got along with this one, buddy. Men whack and do too much dirt nowadays. And women stuck in their feelings. Most in love with a side end and cool as F with him while mad at their man for cheating. Like he ain't having sex with other women. Furthermore, most women in relationships are spoiled and entitled. They base their sex life off how they feel and not meeting their man's needs. Most men accept these subpar actions out of love, only to cheat with a freakier woman who likes taking on huge amounts of pipe at one time. Furthering an illusion that a magical woman who can take pipe like that exists. In all actuality, most women don't want to get tore up every night. The only ones who feel that way are the ones not getting pipe on a regular. Lastly,
hey, I will say what he's saying is some accuracy in that. Well, it's gonna be revealed later though, if we get to it. All right, keep reading.
Lastly, women so stuck in their feelings, they get so caught in dumb nonsense. They forget getting with a man is about growing and building a.
Building.
There it go. There it went.
And long as
building. A lot of immature females who hot in the ass, stuck in a middle school at most. Hold on, he can't type.
A lot of immature females who hot in the ass, stuck in a middle school at most high school mentality.
Still think somebody cares how good she looks or how fine she is. Meanwhile, chasing looks and her ego allowing lame little boys gas them up just to have sex. Side note to women, you look like you look without makeup, not with it.
Basically what he's saying was, in middle school and high school, like when boys like you, like that's your drive. That's what, you know what I'm saying? So grown women, they go to college, they graduate, they go to the club, they still stuck in that mentality like, ooh yeah, he looking at me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something to be proud of, right? And men, we get to a certain point, really in middle school and high school, we figure out like, oh, that's how we able to have sex with them. We just make them feel like they're just make them feel like they're the hottest thing on earth. All I gotta do is make her feel like she fine as hell and make her, you know what I'm saying? And she gonna let me get some. Like, that's the prize for letting her know how beautiful she is. Damn. For real. Women, you gotta stop. That's a middle school mentality. For real, he right.
Childish.
Therefore, the game messed up. However, if a woman sucking and effing like she can, the average man couldn't keep up anyway. Most immature men still in their egos have something to prove to themselves. They were probably the dudes who didn't get as much play as they thought they should. When they were younger, that still play dumb games and chase after sex. Females too. Insecure, low self-esteem, hurt, bitter, egotistical, people cheat. It is all about how mature a person is.
Right. So let me get Hebrews 13:4. I know we've been quoting, but this is the damn, I really don't want to get it yet. All right, never mind.
He got 5
I'm
scriptures
sorry.
on hold.
I
Right
keep
now.
thinking about the damn
the latest stuff,
video clips. All right, the points I want to make from the clips. Read that comment, then we gonna go ahead.
Comment from Dante Kelly. True love won't allow you to cheat, but the problem is that way too many men settle just like women do. They fall for a big butt or a cute face, only to find out later that they require much more out of a long-lasting relationship. Empathy, understanding, agreeableness, and a nurturing spirit will keep a man around much longer because they typically only get stronger with time, while looks eventually fade.
Right. So what he's saying is, true love. If you truly in love, you ain't gonna cheat. But the problem is, ain't nobody truly in love. You know what I'm saying? He was getting money. She was fine. She had the look or whatever. We got married. We had some cute kids. But then I find out I don't like her.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? You know. So that's why I cheat. It ain't really true love. All right, we gonna
video.
I do want to deal with this because this is another thing. This is another alleyway. When you see people come out about infidelity or whatever, you got the simple Negroes that, well, the solution to that is just being monogamous. Like, y'all doing all this about men cheating and all that. All you got to do is let a man have another wife. That's all you got to do. All right? Read that.
Comment from Ebby Bear Johnson. My wife and I share this account, so no need to block anything. As humans, we are not naturally monogamous. Very, very few mammals are. A beaver is one example. That's why we, men and women, are attracted to others, even though we have created this culture of marriage. The whole idea of marriage is religious, not science. It's actually unnatural. Now that being said, you can choose a mate that you want to spend your life with, but still feel that carnal attraction to another. Love is imaginative, not in the meaning that it is not real, but in the meaning that it's created in our head, what we expect it to be. Sex is in the primal part of the brain. So in fact, the two are not related. Love and sex. Open communication with your mate is vital in discussing the type of relationship you want. That's the time to be brutally honest before things become too serious and are built on false feelings and lies.
All right. Let me get to the video because this stuff is making me want to make the point that I want to go ahead and make. Go to the video. What was the video I had after that? All right, yeah, let's play this. Let's play this video.
Sydney Hicks have an open relationship, and she said it was her idea. Bringing us all to the question of the week: when should a woman try an open relationship?
Never. I try it. Why, like when? Today. Now, we've been doing it one way. How's it been working out for us?
I am not a fan of this. I'm just saying.
Hey,
I am totally not a fan. Because the next thing you know, he go out, he start getting feelings for her, and he done left you at home with your kids and, you know, all the bills. No.
But that's the issue. It's always like what he's going to go do. I just feel like, again, this gives women agency. It gives women an option for control. Why is it got to be about what he goes and do? What if you go out and say, I want something tall today. I want something short today. I want something curved today.
I think we're thinking that because who really benefits from open relationships? It's really the men benefiting from the open relationships. Like, they're benefiting because all they want to do, they want to go from women to women to women.
Like
they're trying to snatch this puss, that puss over there, this puss over there.
All of it.
And all you want is like more relationship.
Companionship. Maybe. But I think that's still the problem. We're still looking at it. It's like we're even three women still looking at it through the lens of how it benefits a man. And I just think that, again, I'm not saying I'm out here opening and closing, but what does appeal to me is just the idea that it gives women control and choice and power.
So would you do an open relationship?
I have not tried it. It has been proposed to me, but I'm not that evolved. But I am into just, you know, Kanye gives it a bad name, but I am a free thinker, so I do, it's something that I have
That's that counselor that tell you to
about.
do something and then stand on the side and watch what becometh to you. I didn't do it, but I'm saying it's a good idea for y'all.
It's good for the relationship. No, shut up.
Come on, man.
Go back about 5 seconds.
You know, Kanye gives it a bad name, but I am a free thinker, so I do, it's something that I have thought about, and I think that if women could really embrace it and own it, it might change the game for us.
Okay. So now, like I said, that goes back to Jeremiah, what we dealt with earlier. Marriage is the foundation of building a nation.
That's right.
And it deals with the legacy, the name of the man. So he said you need to do that or you'll be diminished. Now, what you see right here, like what she's saying, the women getting control and stuff like that.
Power.
And all of that, it's only going to lead to that diminishing. Why? Because as a man, we in an open relationship, the woman got power, man to man and all of that. Now, you got to think, right? If a woman is dealing with multiple men and she get pregnant, how the hell that's going to work? How that's going to work out?
They just deal with Murray after that.
Huh?
Just gonna go on the Murray show. Keep trying
Maury?
to see Maury, see if it's mine or see if it's yours.
Come on, man.
So now at that point, does she just go ahead and marry the man whose child she had, or what?
It's
But
done.
my
It's
point
done.
is, in order for women to live in that lifestyle, she would have to get the idea of kids out of her mind, because the kids. Would they gonna have multiple daddies or something?
You my daddy, you my daddy.
The kid gonna have one daddy, but that might not have been the man that you really wanted to choose, that you really loved. You see what I'm saying? So it's all a mess. Get Wisdom of Solomon 14. I'm sorry, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14, verse 25. This is what we see, man, and it's the woman has no power in doing it, but the reason why they think they do is because the men so destroyed, they don't realize that they don't believe in us having a legacy. They don't believe in us having a name.
Right.
Like we Daquan and you know what I'm saying?
Come on now,
we
dog.
ain't no damn body. For real. Daquan, Tremaine, you know what I'm saying? We ain't no damn body, so they don't look at us like we're something to uphold. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
So now it's just a power game. I want power. I want this. I want that. I ain't got nothing from you. I ain't got no generational wealth out of committing to your black ass.
Just trying to see who can have the upper hand.
Yeah.
Damn.
But at the end of the day, it's going to turn into them playing themselves. All right? Play that.
Do you want a scripture?
Looks like actress Scarlett
damn.
Johansson.
My bad. Read the scripture.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 25. So that there reigned in all men without exception.
Without exception. Without exception. It's go back to the class in Unfaithful Generation. That means it's nobody that's, unless you, the small remnant that's keeping the commandments.
Right.
Everybody is dealing with this stuff right here. There's no exceptions. Go ahead.
Blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumult.
You said what?
Unfaithfulness.
You said what?
Unfaithfulness.
You know what? Start at 24.
Verse 24.
Uh-huh.
They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
Read that again.
They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
It's a cold precept.
That means that the whole world, like the post was going into, it's men and women. Now it's, nah, you're going to eventually, it's going to happen, but you got to, you know. It was one clip that we're not going to show because I just don't want to display that madness. But it was a couple, they both cheated on each other and they was working through it and speaking on how to work through it and all of that. And I'm listening to the woman talk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, damn, bro. Like, you look bad. You look bad, bruh. Like,
it's a
no. But that's how a lot of our people living. You know what I'm saying? I know personally, you know, as a man, as a black man, and you struggling, say you got a woman, right? You got a wife. You married a woman. Stuff, you know, go left. You separate or whatever. You find out, you know, big 6'5", 250, you know, drive a big Chevy truck with a lift kit. You know, he been pulling up at your crib, at your wife's house, while y'all was separated. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta think like, damn, you know, we got kids. My kids live there. We still married on paper. You know, I'm really out here struggling on the separation stuff. We need to get back to the 2-income thing. You know what I'm saying? When you as a man ain't at a certain level, that's why brothers gotta stop getting married when they broke. Stop doing that. Control your lust. Get your bread right. Cause you're gonna put yourself in a situation where you gotta compromise. You already know somebody been knocking her down, but I mean, we married. Like this is life as I know it. So we just gonna get past it. I'm gonna take it on the chin. You know, we gonna work through it. But your wife is foul. And people notice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People notice. Your child was calling another man daddy for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey. So,
it's Jack.
Read that again. I'm sorry.
Verse 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
Read.
But either one slew another treacherously.
Come on.
And grieved him by adultery. So that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury.
And notice it said, grieved him by adultery. I either kill you or I grieve you by adultery. Y'all ever heard in a rap song like, I ain't even gonna kill you, I'm gonna just smash your woman. You know what I'm saying? Because it got the same effect.
Right.
Keep reading though.
Disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kind, disorder in marriages.
What?
Disorder in marriages.
Now you got women saying they want to get in open relationships so they can have more power. It gives the woman more power. What she said about not everybody is like that. Some people naturally monogamous. That's truth. Some people don't deal with that demon as much as other people. And the reason being is because most likely they was raised a certain way.
Right.
They had both parents in the house. They was better, you know, morally instilled, you know, when it came to certain stuff. So the people that deal with the demon the worst is those that were exposed to sexual relations and things of that nature early on. You know what I'm saying? They know how it feel. They know what they can do. They know what the partner is not doing because they know what other people done did that they not doing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's right. It all go back to the upbringing for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Some people just got a freaky, nasty ass spirit.
Right.
But for the most part, it's, you know, it deals a lot with your upbringing. Not everybody really deal with their problem as bad as others. Now, what she said, Adrian, the cheetah girl, what she said about, damn, that's crazy. What she said about, no. What she said about, of course, you know, as years go by, you gonna look.
Right.
But it's all about, you don't have to.
The will and...
Yeah, just because the curiosity and the lust is there, you still got to exercise that discipline, which goes back to the point that I made earlier. It's a covenant. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you're going to see other people doing just how we was enticed as a nation. We saw the nations flourishing in wealth or whatever, and we was enticed to follow their guys. Like, look, they got that, they got this, they got that, and they serve that. Well, maybe we should serve that. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Now, if you understand that you're in a covenant and it come with this and it come with that, then yeah, I see them over there. I'm glad that they got that, but I'm here. I'm with this. He's my God and my God only. Same thing in a marriage. You know, I see him over there. You know, he got that. He may be able to do this or that, but I'm locked in over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it take you to have that mindset, that covenant mindset for you to exercise that discipline. Like, nah, I'm not even going to entertain that thought, you know.
Hey, you know,
go ahead, officer. Go ahead.
it's funny when you hear these things and you see how far we've fallen, and just like the women were saying on the show now, I think that's the biggest, the most confusion that we see coming out now, and it's aged women, and this is aged women. It's not just the women; it's the men too. But you got people, when I say age, people in their upper 30s, going into their 40s and up, and they're battling these things. They don't know about marriage. They don't know if they can be married. If now you got somebody in their 30s, well, I don't even know marriage is for me. I don't know if I could be, if I can be with one person. But you at the age where you should have been had a family already.
Right, you should have figured that out. Right?
You should have figured that out over 10 years ago. So now we're struggling, and just like the sister would say, okay, well you can look. Listen, a lot of people think when you get married, and even when you're younger, that's why. Even I remember when I got married, and it was men older than me. The same week I was getting married, I was in a barbershop. The brothers in there congratulating me. They're older men than me. And they're like, oh, yeah, oh, that's what's up. You getting married? Yo, I don't know if I could do that, man. You be with one woman. And these are men older than me.
Damn.
Why? Because they think like, okay, well, when you get married, I don't know if I'm ready yet. I've been with this woman for 10 years, but I still think other women are beautiful. It's like, listen, who told you that when you get married, everybody turns ugly? Who told you now that your wife thinks that you're the only good-looking man on earth? But when we talk about the discipline comes in, whereas you now have some understanding now. Just because, yes, you can see that a woman is beautiful, you're gonna see it, but that doesn't mean I have to have sex with her. You don't have. That's the simp mentality that we had to come out of. That when you in the world thinking, okay, every beautiful woman I see, I got to chase her.
Right.
When you're not taught that, now you come into a marriage and you expect the same thing. Now you battling them, and like Dov said, them demons that you got, that you've been harboring in your youth, now they just jump on you and you don't know how to react now when you see a beautiful woman. Instead of, I come in the body and I see, hey, brother, and I meet the brother, and he's like, oh, most likely he introduced me to his family. Like, oh, we got a beautiful family. All praises. All praises. Just because his wife is beautiful doesn't mean that I need her.
Man.
Right?
Message. Hey, what's crazy is it's heavy you saying that, because what ends up happening is that evil communication comes in. We mentioned this before. Like, you will see that couple that they be young in the marriage, and then they'll be around people that's single or that really never had a successful marriage, and then they try to learn from them. Like, they can give them advice. Like, they can't. You want to be around somebody that's been doing it for a while, that's been faithful, that actually know, I'm going to stay with my husband. I ain't mess with nobody else. I'm going to stay with my wife. I ain't mess with nobody. You want to be around them. You don't want to be around just any Joe Blow. You got that one sister that's like, oh, girl, I wouldn't even take that. Like, you ain't even got a man. Right. Like, what are you talking about? Right. And this is the confusion right here. This is the real confusion. Or they hanging around sodomites. That want to take your man, so want to talk bad to tell you to get away from them.
Come on, man.
That's what we see today.
Hey, I was on, and that's why you don't really see me on that Clubhouse. I made a mistake. I was on Clubhouse. I'm like, all right, I'm new to this. I'm scrolling. I'm seeing, hey, what's on there. And it's early morning. I work overnight. I'm on my way home, and I see a group that says, if you want to be a poor man's wife, marry a black man.
Damn.
And I was like, wait a minute. I see a couple hundred people in here. Let me just listen. I'm on my way home. And the host of the show is black women and sodomites. Sodomites going off on black men.
Come on now, dog.
Who told you wasn't a black man?
You know why black women like be friends sodomites, right? And confide with them about men that they want and stuff. It's because they feel like they ain't gonna have to compete with the sodomite, because the dudes that they after don't get down like that. So I can talk about how fine he is and all that with him, because he can't get that man, because that man not gay like him. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because when it's women and you discussing stuff like that,
now
you got to think. Exactly. And deceit.
Like that.
And deceit. Because if you a sister, if we hanging together and we women, more than likely, if I'm an attractive woman and we hanging together, that means you're attractive too. And we're alike because we hang together.
Right.
So if that dude like me, chances are he could like you too, because you're similar to me. We're friends.
Damn.
So if we having conversations, let's say I'm dating a dude, right? I'm a woman, I'm dating a dude, I got a woman friend, and I'm telling her, like, yeah, he do this, and he got this, and yeah, he so this. And the girl of mine,
I ain't got that, I want that.
The world revolves around covetous right now. That's
Damn.
like what you were saying about, just because somebody beautiful don't mean you got to have them. But that's the mindset that we done developed her. Like, she fine, I gotta have her. She can't be that fine and not, you know what I'm saying, know how I'm rocking. It ain't no way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the thought process that we done developed. So it's the same thing with sisters. It's like, if she can have them, I know I can. It ain't like they married. And that's what leads to, you know, a lot of dudes can testify to that. They done smashed, you know, a couple in the group of friends. You know what I'm saying? They didn't multiple because it's the covetousness, bruh.
It goes back to that thought you said when Jada put that out, she just opened the door for women to be like, okay, well, shoot, you don't want him out there, you ain't doing it.
That's another reason why marriages nowadays don't exist without adultery, because the friends that you got, the conversations that you having, that's why it go back to the content in mind, the chase, or whatever. If you get around a woman and you telling her about what your man is doing in the bedroom, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna spike something.
Right.
You know, it's gonna spike curiosity. It's gonna happen, and that can lead to, you know,
curiosity killed the cat.
Play this right here. Now, this couple right here, they famous. Kadeen and Devere. They a famous couple or whatever. They talk a lot about their relationship and stuff. This one right here, I like it. It's this really the video I was talking about, the where I want to make my point based off of. But it shows it's gonna link back to the post and all that we read. But it shows a big error in relation or marriages today. The big problem is sex, the battle between sex and lifelong commitment. All right, it's a big difference between the two, and sex isn't supposed to exist without a lifelong commitment. But we don't understand that, and we refuse to understand that because we love sex. All right, play that.
In 2007, we were living together, right? You said you no longer wanted to live with me and shack up with me because you wanted to be my wife, not my girlfriend.
Right, because I wanted to know where
that
the relationship
don't sound like
was going.
pressure to you?
It sounds like me voicing where I see my life going. It sounds like me saying, this is what I would like. You can decide to meet me there. If not, we can reevaluate what exactly we're doing.
Okay. Additionally,
would I call it pressure per se? Not necessarily pressure.
It is pressure. But you don't want to say it's pressure. What about being engaged?
You might have felt pressure.
What about
there
being
was no
engaged?
pressure behind it.
I said, we don't got to rush to get married. You said, I don't want to be engaged longer than a year. Is that not pressure?
That's me voicing my opinion about it.
Sounds like pressure to me. So you say you want to be engaged, I get engaged. You say you want to be married within a year. We do that. We get married, then you make it seem like sex is a chore to your husband. Once again, I ask the question, why do women who push forth monogamy on the man they're dating then get overwhelmed with that man who tries to provide that monogamy to you? Why do you get upset when we're trying to be what you want us to be? You don't want me to be with no one else, right? Right? I'm asking. This is a serious question.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't want me to be with no one else.
Absolutely.
So if I decide that all this testosterone I have, I want to give to you, why is this so overwhelming now? This is what you asked for.
Pause. Hold on, wait. Now, get 1 Corinthians 7 real quick. I'm going to just sidebar before we deal with this, because it's certain stuff that we feel some type of ways or whatever, then you got the Bible. At the end of the day, God know what make the most sense.
The Trump.
But she actually got a good response to this, though, which goes back to what I was saying about in marriage, you got to be able to communicate. You got to be able to, it's a solution to all of this stuff. But read what you got.
1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 28.
Verse 3.
Verse 3, I'm sorry. Verse 3. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence.
Due benevolence. That is actually going into sex. All right, come on.
And likewise also the wife unto the husband.
Come on.
The wife have not power over her own body,
Right.
but the husband.
Okay.
And likewise also the husband have not power of his own body, but the wife.
Right. If she got her needs or whatever, you know, you got to do that, man. All right, come on.
Defraud ye not one the other.
Come on.
Except it be with consent for a time.
Read.
That ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer.
So y'all agree, look, we going to fast or whatever. We going to abstain from that for, you know, this day or 2 days or whatever. Go ahead.
And come together again.
And then after we done with the fast, we going to consummate again. Go ahead.
That Satan tempt you not for your incontinence.
Because if y'all continue throughout a period of time without having sex with each other, Satan will tempt you for your incontinency. Now, we looked up the definition of continent earlier, which means the ability to restrain yourself, especially when it comes to sex. So what the Bible is showing us is once you become sexually active, you develop a level, once you're not having it, you develop a level of incontinency. And that's an alleyway for Satan to tempt you. That's why sex is supposed to come after marriage.
Right.
Because now you scratch your itch with your wife, your partner. Once you become sexually active in the world, you ain't married, you scratching that itch with any damn body. You know what I'm saying? The point is that in a marriage, y'all gotta have a healthy sex life, or else the desire for sex is so strong in our flesh. There's an alleyway for Satan to tempt us and get us to go astray from the Lord. All right, so I'm gonna deal more with it. Go back to the video. This is her response to him saying he thought he had a good point, which it's the man's point of view. Like, now you want me to just be one woman and you don't want me to talk to nobody else, and you'll be mad if you find out I'm dealing with another woman, but when I come home and I'm ready and I'm with it, you be acting like you don't want to do it. So to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, okay, this is her response.
26 and 27-year-old Kadeen was like, okay, here's the natural succession of life. You graduate, you're working, you meet somebody, you guys are dating. You want children.
Yes.
I want children.
Yes.
We don't want to wait too long or too late to have children.
Yes.
Though now a lot of people are waiting until their 30s to have children.
And I understand why.
And we at that time felt like, well, we're doing everything in this natural succession that the forces that be have given us this timeline.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that too is not knowing that you have the liberty and the choice, and there shouldn't be any pressure to wait, right? So 27-year-old Kadeen in that moment felt like, okay, so we are dating for a certain amount of time. At that point, we were dating for 7 or 8 years, right? 7 or 8 years is a bit of time to be invested in somebody to not know, is there a future here? What are we doing? So Absolutely. At that point, I proposed to you the idea of engagement. We got engaged. Then it was like, all right, we want to have kids. I particularly didn't want to have a child until I was married. So it's like, all right, well, we're engaged. We might as well, the next phase is get married. And then naturally girls get excited. The minute you're engaged and it's just like, oh, fiance. You know, he put a ring on it. It's like the wedding planning has to commence. Like, that's just naturally what most women do. Okay? So that happened. And then we ended up getting married. However, I did not realize that after having children, after, you know, career changes, all of the turbulences that we've been through in life, that was going to have a direct effect on my sex drive. And,
that's fair.
And me not knowing that,
pause it.
If I knew it then, I probably...
So now, y'all see what she's saying, right?
Right.
So, as men, you know, we machines. You know, we could do it. We do it. We don't get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? We could go 365, right? A woman, like the scriptures say, in sorrow, you're going to have conception, you know, and etc., right?
Right.
So the Bible lets you know it's pain and all that involved with that. That's why you got 40 days, 80 days, you know, etc. She got to heal. So what she's saying is, as a woman, especially, you know, doing it early and having kids early and stuff like that, it takes a toll on their body. So sometimes they just don't feel like it. So the issue is for one, the understanding and the application of 1 Corinthians 7, how y'all can apply that, effectively in communication. Well, I say communication first because if you're able to express to me like, you got your reasons. Okay, now I have an understanding. Because without that understanding, it's like, damn, she must want me to go out here and commit adultery. Like, what is she doing? Like, she know I got this urge. She know, you know what I'm saying? She must want me to go out here and step out. I'm coming home. She acting sleep. Like, stop playing with me. Why is you playing with me? Right? That's the mindset. So she got to be able to communicate like, this is what's going on. So now, instead of arguing as the man and say, well, you shouldn't feel like that or whatever. All right, so now what's the solution? Okay, you don't feel like it, et cetera, et cetera. All right, well, let's do this. Let's do that. And then once you do that, then the more often than not, that's going to lead to her getting that drive back. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to be censored right. But y'all know what I'm talking about, right? They go with communication and the application of 1 Corinthians 7. Sis, you got to understand incontinency is real. So whenever you don't feel like it or whatever, you got to communicate so I can know, all right, well, this is what we going to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it got to be applied, period. It has to be. But go back to the video.
Probably would have rethought, what I was going to do when it came to marriage and monogamy.
And that is fair. And this is why I like to have this discussion. And I think we should have this discussion because people look at us and say, oh, relationship goals, right? Marriage goals. They don't know what is being discussed behind closed doors, right? So, for example, one of the things that I have deduced through being married to you for a long period of time is this. And this is not about a woman thing. This is about me and you. I learned that you were never taught what it entails to be with someone in a monogamous relationship. The same way I was never taught that.
Right.
So what happens is that we both have expectations of what we think it's going to be like.
Of course.
And then the minute it's not like that, we start to project our issues that we have with that on each other. So you get mad at me and I get mad at you. So the problem is not so much the reality of what happens, is that we all have this ideal of what it's supposed to be like. And I'm going to give you an example. As a
let it play.
man, right, in my from 18 to 22, we had sex routinely, like all the time.
Yes.
That was it, right?
So this leads into my point. So from 18, they met each other when they was 18, right? And they started having sex with each other. From 18 to 22, they had sex with each other a lot. So that means, now think about it, when you 18, most people not even paying bills yet. You don't got responsibility. You don't even know you're not even biblically a man yet when you 18.
Right.
So, but you having sex, right? So commitment and all of that, that's not on your brain, that's not on your mind. But you developing, the habit of sex with another person. So now, okay, y'all can have relationship, friendship, or whatever, but y'all having sex. So if the relationship progresses and grows into something, that means what was the foundation? What was the foundation?
Sex.
Sex was the foundation. And that's why the 1 Corinthians 7:28 and all that, the marriages and all that be having to get a lot of counsel is usually the ones that come from the world or the backdoor marriages. When it was founded upon lust, you didn't go about it the right way. Y'all was sexually active before y'all committed to each other. And as a result of that, it's like it go back to that discontentment. You already know what it's like to have it from somewhere else, or you basically got the mindset like, I really didn't have to do this. Like I was smashing before I married you. Like, why did I marry you? Like, why did I put myself in this situation? Like, brothers didn't really express that to me. Like, I wish I never would have married her. But the reason why you did marry her was because you couldn't stop having sex with her. And that was a part of your repentance. The only way for me to apply thou shalt not commit adultery is to marry this woman that I'm sexually active with. So the root of y'all marriage, the foundation is sex.
Right.
And that's the that goes into what they talking about. Watch, keep playing.
Once we moved into together and we were living together in our own house in Michigan, sex started to slow down. This was before kids. This was before marriage. This was before you was working. This was before any stresses, period.
Right.
This was just like sex just started to slow down.
Right.
And
but also too, 18 to 22 was like college. It was my first time out of my parents' house.
Right.
You know, we were living in this utopia that was college
Right.
life. And also too,
Hey,
what was the other
that's
thing?
heavy too. Because in college, that's your release.
Right.
I remember it was females at UCA. There was like 8 students. They was, went to class or whatever. They was, they was good on the books, but they used to have sex 3 times a day. Like 3 different dudes. Like they was getting it in. For real, was some females at UCA getting it in, bro.
That's
Talking
how,
about putting
that's how I beat
in
them
work.
innocent ones coming out of high school as soon as they get in
But
college.
that's your release from because that's a lot of you basically consumed in education. You got all these classes, you got all these assignments, all these papers, all these studies, and I got so much to, you know what I'm saying? So college, I'm telling you, is full of sex.
It's called the rubber band effect, because when you're in your parents' house, they holding you back from certain things. There's a lot of rules, things that you're not able to do. So especially with these girls, now their parents might have been on them like, you ain't going out, stay in the house. So when they get to college and they don't have that supervision, they've been pulled back so long that when the parents let go, they're gone.
Springed out.
Oh, this is a dorm. This isn't a room in a house with
Right.
older people.
Right.
I can let whoever in here. I'm telling you, but them dorms.
Unsupervised.
Lord.
They got students supervising the dorms. What you gonna think gonna happen? They right
Come
here
on
just,
now,
yeah, just
And you know how it was.
$5 you go.
Like if you didn't go to the college, you had to get in with the supervisor. Like, hey man, you know me.
What you need, man?
Yeah, you know me. You know that's my girl, bro. Come on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Keep playing.
I leave the door cracked.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say. So distance. We had distance.
Yes, we had distance.
So there was time for us to like miss each other and be like, oh, I
Absolutely.
can't wait to see you again. And when we do
That's
see
what
each
I was
other,
getting to.
yeah, okay. Sorry.
So once we started to move in together
Right.
and you see the same person every single night,
Mhm.
the distance that we had when we were in college and I was traveling and we were doing different things, that distance allows time for you to kind of reboot your sex
Yes.
drive.
Yes.
For me, I don't necessarily have to reboot my sex drive. The minute I see you, I want to have sex. So when we were missing each other, it seemed normal that we had sex all the time. But then when we think about it, we really wasn't having sex all the time because we didn't see each other all the time.
Right.
Then when we moved in together and we see each other every day, every time I want to have sex, I look to you. It became overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the reason why I say that is because the conversation starts to happen was, why do men fear marriage?
Mm-hmm.
Why do men fear marriage? And I'm going to explain this so that everybody can understand this. When you're a young man, and you talk to your friends who are married about getting married, the first thing they do is say, take your time. Right? They don't ever explain why, because men aren't vocal. We don't discuss these things. We're not emotional.
Mhm.
All they'll say is, "Whew, take your time. You got time for that. You sure you want to do this?" And they're like, "Yeah, you sure?" And they're like, shit gonna change. And then you like, what does that mean? Oh, don't worry about it. Shit gonna change. So no one really tells you as a man neither what exactly is going to change and how it's going to change and why it's changing. But I've learned over years why it's changed and how it's changed. For example, when we were in college and we were having sex a lot and I was at football practice and I used to go away games, stuff like that, we had time apart, right? Once we moved in together and we were having sex routinely, your body couldn't handle it.
Right.
Like physically,
physically couldn't
handle it. You would get UTIs, you would get bacterial infections because it's the same pounding every day.
Mm-hmm.
So as a man, you start to realize, like, what, we are not just wired differently mentally. Physically, we are wired differently. She can't take everything that you want to give her all the time. But since no one tells you that, you just expect that this woman who wants me to be loyal to her, monogamous to her, is going to want to have sex every time I want to have sex. And it's not until you move in with a woman and you live with her all the time do you realize that she can't do that. You see what I'm saying? So not only are women not being taught what it's like to be in a monogamous relationship, young men are not being taught what it's like to be in a monogamous relationship. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand completely because I experienced the same thing, and that's why I'm grateful for platforms like this, or just our generation of people who are speaking up and speaking out and speaking to each other about these things, because then maybe people will make more educated decisions about whether or not they do want to be married or they do want to be in a monogamous relationship, or what actually is involved in that. And the crazy thing about marriage is that one of the things you always hear is like, you got to compromise. But like, what happens when one party feels like they're compromising more than the other, or one person feels like they're sacrificing more than the other? Then that becomes an issue, because a lot of times we try to meet each other halfway, but you still feel like you're ended up with the short end of the stick. And it just may be too, because you literally have a bigger sex drive than me. And for me, it just takes way more to get me to a point sometimes where I'm even willing to do that. Like, back to your story, it was like, damn, I know I promised him. I promised him some ass tonight.
Promised him.
And I was like, damn, I can't not do this. But I want to go to sleep. Like, I really just want to wash my face and go to sleep. But I don't want to disappoint him. So there I felt like, you know what? Let me try to do something to genuinely get myself in the mood, or with some assistance.
So this is what she did, y'all. This is what she did. The ponytail. This is what she felt like. Now here's another thing too, and let's be fair. I'm willing to compromise, right?
Yes,
am I not?
You are willing to.
We don't have sex every day. We don't have sex in college. We used to have sex 2 times a day. We see each other. We was like rabbits, right? I compromise, and I even said to you, I'm not gonna push for when I want to have sex. I'm gonna allow you to get back in the mood, and then when you come to me to have sex, because I want the sex to be enjoyable.
Facts, but it'd be a problem when me having to reset my sex clock be longer than you expect it to be.
No, listen.
And then that'd be a problem.
Hold on, there's a study.
I was about to pull up the same quote.
Go ahead,
and
pull
say
up
it.
the same quote.
Go ahead and say it.
You can pull it up. You can pull it up.
I'm gonna say it so that Val can go off. All right,
no,
he can go
say
off.
it.
So it's funny, we were talking about this episode on the way in, and our amazing manager Denora, she was like, "Listen, here's a quote that I literally just heard in the Uber on the way here. Most men will happily have less sex for more peace."
Pause. Is that true? Is that true? I'm saying. It says most men will happily have less sex for more peace.
Which
is
men
that
did they
true?
ask?
Less happily have
Less sex for more peace.
No.
Jonah, what says that?
I don't even understand what he's saying.
The quote is, most men will happily have less sex.
No.
Exactly. There you go. Happily. Okay. So, with a man, sex is tied to peace.
Right.
In a sense, the scripture that we already read. When you start having sex as a man, and it slows down, you have a thing called incontinency, and Satan will tempt you Satan will disturb your peace.
Right.
You're not peaceful because you got sex drumming all in your damn mind. You know what I'm saying? For real. So, but that's what they're gonna say though. But I just wanted to, because people will take quotes and run with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not accurate at all. I go back to that. Yeah.
Happily.
That is
lies.
Yo, listen. Okay, the key word here is happily.
I agree.
Happily.
Can you see this nigga over here skipping down the block happy?
Because I get more sex.
Because he gets more sex.
Peace
Like,
and less
like
sex.
I'm just trying to envision DeVal right now with his headset and his ghetto ponytail just skipping down the block, like happily.
No.
Happily, because he's like, you know what? I have peace in my home and my life because I'm having less sex.
Now, here's the truth, though. Here's the truth. The type of peace they may be talking about is a different type of peace. You and I have a great relationship right? And people ask me all the time, so if sex is that bad in marriage, why do you stay married? Because sex isn't everything. That's number one.
Number one.
Our relationship outside of just our sex life is amazing. Like, you're my best friend. We have a lot of fun together. Why are you making that face? Why are you making that face?
Wow. I mean, we do. However, sex is like that like looming. It's like when somebody farts in a room, and then it's like the fart is like
what?
It's like a fart.
What kind of sex you be having where your sex is like farts?
Listen, it's like a fart in the room, and the shit just be lingering. Like, you know, that shit be that thick.
You see?
That thick smell that like won't escape the room.
That's
and it's
how she views sex,
it's like
guys.
looming. Sometimes.
That's how she views
You know
sex.
what I mean? It's like, you know, in the cartoons when they had the green fingers and it's like going like right through your nose, like that.
That's what sex is. Y'all hear
That's
this?
how sex be sometimes.
Look at her face.
Not all the time.
Y'all see this? That's how sex is.
Sometimes.
But if she can describe
But
sex
we have
like
a
that,
great
but hold on.
relationship.
No, don't try to backtrack.
We do have a great relationship.
Since she says that, right? If sex
You're
feels like that
offended.
to you, why does it bother you if I have sex with someone else?
Not sex. I'm saying the topic of sex, like the discussions
You
that
see,
happen
hold on,
about
pause it. You see what men are taking, right? Right. That's why we got a problem, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, went a whole different route.
Exactly.
What is he talking
so,
about?
So if it's his mind somewhere else. So if it's some fart, so why is the problem if I fart on somebody else then? Is this a fart? Yeah. But she not even saying it like
She
that,
wasn't
though.
even right.
That just show you like our mind is men, like ain't no happily
Ain't no way.
They shouldn't be in the same sentence.
There ain't no way, boy.
Sex. No. Go back.
are lingering, even though it's
You
not
didn't say
just
the
like the
topic of
number one.
sex. You said sex.
No, that's okay. Let me clarify.
Yeah,
not,
please
not
clarify
sex.
because you made it seem like sex
No,
is
no,
that
no, no, no.
terrible.
No, I'm not talking about sex. No, not the act of sex.
Yo, you
we
need
have
to clarify.
great sex.
You need to clarify.
All right, let me.
Because you just said sex is like a fart. Green fingers going up your nose. That's what you said. So if sex is like a fart, then you wouldn't care if I farted on somebody else, right? Let the nigga go out there and just fart. You wouldn't care.
He'll be sharing farts with everybody.
Exactly.
You get
All right, you can get up for that. Now go to the
help
We're
him.
just gonna show one more. Go to the one.
Help him.
I think it's the next one. Yep. So in this video, they're gonna show the underline with their marriages, with their marriage in particular. It's other people talking about their marriage, with their marriage. They're gonna reveal some underlying stuff, which gonna really wrap it all up for us as far as dealing with
As
this
a necessity
topic.
to be-
Hold on. So now what y'all saw was, mind you, they are very friendly. That's how they promote. That's why they got so many subscribers and followers and stuff like that. They are friends. They are, they interact funnily with each other and stuff like that. But when it's out of order in a sense where sex happened before the commitment, like I said, the foundation is sex. It's a weak foundation. So you more susceptible. Just even little stuff like her saying, like, sex remind me of fart. It's like, hold on. It's other women out here. You might feel like it's a fart, but they'll feel like it's Febreze. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with me. So, the point of me saying that is that, a lot of times we like to say, the issue be for women is the companionship and we not friends anymore, we don't do this and do that or whatever. But I'm telling you, the real issue is what came first. Was it the commitment or was it the sex? Because if sex was the cherry on top, then you made the covenant first, then the sex. That means that you're going to operate within a covenant mindset, within a marriage. Like, yeah, I know, sometimes I'll be wanting this and this and that, but at the end of the day, we didn't get into this for that. You know what I'm saying? So, going somewhere else to get that is not worth it. This is a covenant. I got to remain loyal to this. Once you start out with the sex, then it's like you already know how I can really do. You know what I'm saying? So it opened a door for adultery. It make it, the demon is more accessible in a relationship that started with sex as opposed to the commitment of marriage. All right, it all ties into, do you love the Lord? All right, play that.
I figured marriage as a necessity to be something that we can debate about is 2018. People are not really doing anything traditional anymore.
Right.
Nothing really conventional.
Right.
So you really can't mirror your marriage or your relationship after anyone. And if you attempt to do that, it's almost like you're setting yourself up for failure.
Absolutely.
So I felt like this would be interesting to talk about because marriage to some people is just a piece of paper. It's a contract. It's a big to-do to have a wedding. And I feel in my circumstance,
She's saying all my answers. Shoot.
and some people just marry for love.
That's my thing. I don't think people marry for love, though.
You don't think people marry for
I
love?
don't think marriage is a necessity. And I'm saying that as a married man. I think marriage is a choice. You make a choice to get married. But what happens is people be in relations for a long time and everything be fine. And then the pressures from society and friends is like, oh, y'all been together that long. Why aren't y'all married? It's like if we've been doing this and we've been happy and enjoying it, why is marriage like we have to do it or we don't really love each other?
That's funny. I felt the same way. Like I love it because I
pause it. Now you would think, okay, he had a point, but what you see there is no sense of nationality,
right?
Spirituality, because you got to think the answer is plain and simple for people that got nations. Like, what the hell you mean? It's generational wealth, legacy. What the hell you mean? This woman, she got to take on my last name. You know what I'm saying? We having children, family. But in the black community, it's like, we was already smashing and cool and chilling, and now what we got to add the paper for? You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. It's because the Jeremiah 29, we not looking at it like, damn, this is how we begin to come out of captivity. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. This is how we rebuild and reconstruct the nation. We're not no nation. This is America. We're all one people.
Hey,
man, we could just do what we want to do.
They don't see the benefit with being married, And on the spiritual side, on the laws of God, applying that is we get the nation back, like you mentioned it. And we get to have the inheritance passed down properly. All of the standards that's in the Bible, everything that we follow under this, the customs, come back when you marry, the benefits. And then when you marry, the tax write-offs, if you want to get carnal with it, all the benefits of being married together and actually inheriting certain things when you pass away. When you separate, look, that go to the next one. It don't go to you. They don't see that, though. It's benefits with being married.
That's right. So, yeah, okay, we friends, we get along. I like you. We compatible. Not sexually. It ain't supposed to be a such thing as sexually compatible, per se.
Right.
Because y'all supposed to lose y'all virginity to each other. So y'all learn sex with each other. Right. When you learn sex with somebody else, now that's a thing. Even with brothers and sisters in the truth, like, yeah, he cool and everything, but I don't know. I mean, is it okay if I ask, is he packing? Because I gotta know, because that would be a problem when we get married if he's not. You see what I'm saying? Right. Like, sexual compatibility is not supposed to be a thing, but in this society, we exposed to it at an early age. We get it in and all of that. It's a problem in marriage if you can't fulfill that. All right? But you supposed to learn, okay, we compatible spiritually, mentally, we get along. All right, we friends, we got a bond. Let's take this to the next level. That next level is a commitment. We locked in. You my woman, I'm your man. And then we consummate that marriage with sex. We seal it up. In that moment, we can no longer step outside of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how it's supposed to go. And when it go like that, guess what? Y'all grow with each other. Y'all learn each other. You can make it what you want to make it. In a situation where you get it beforehand, or you didn't deal with other people beforehand, now you get married, now you're trying to make it what you can't make it because she's not her. And he's not him.
Right.
And you see what I'm saying? Then it all go back to the discontentment. You know what I'm saying? You go, man, like she don't do the stuff all girl do. Or she don't do the stuff she, like, telling you. All right, go back to the video.
I was never around a successful relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So my parents not together. I can't even recall any aunts and uncles that were still married.
So pause. So notice the point that he's saying, the first point that he making. Yeah, I used to think like how you was thinking, and I realized it dealt with my upbringing.
Right.
I didn't see marriages within my black
resemblance of it.
community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Neither was I told or instructed to pursue that. So my upbringing caused me to think ignorantly like that. All right? Play on.
So my definition of like marriage and things was I provide for you, you eat, I provide security when I'm around. Like it was that type of thing. You know I love you. I ain't gotta tell you that.
What was the thing that said, you know what, I got to get married?
I almost lost her.
I was scared where he was.
No. No, I almost lost her.
I like that.
Yeah, I almost lost her. Almost lost her but from immaturity. Because it was like that mind state I had. I was kind of like, yo, like stick around, like chill out, like fall back. Let me do me. And we all right. But I never, even living in the house with her, I still wouldn't give her a commitment. I still was figuring out ways to kind of make it my own, like my selfish needs and selfish ways. So, you know, and then when I wanted to run away, I could run away. You know what I'm saying?
Because there was no commitment.
Exactly. And as man, you know, it's like,
right.
I want to move when I want to move.
And we lived a life of, well, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
And it was just so much of that. And years were going by. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, and we couldn't really plan. We couldn't plan for anything.
Why couldn't y'all make those decisions as two individuals living together? Why did it have to be, well, now that he's my husband, we can make this decision? Why did it have to be?
Like you said, I felt like it was, he had these selfish, one foot in, one foot out.
Yeah, I did.
Type of, you know, he had that type of attitude towards it. So that's why, you know, we could never do those things that we probably both wanted to do because there was another side that I wasn't a part of and that he didn't want, you know.
I think one thing that we need to kind of distinguish.
What she's saying is, it's no commitment there. It's no covenant there. So, if, okay, yeah, we can live together and get along and do this and do that all we want to. But the minute that you decide you're not satisfied with me or whatever, you could just go. You know what I'm saying? That's sense. That's good sense for a woman to have. But it would be even better if you applied that as far as when it came to sex. But, you know what I'm saying? The point is that with the dude not understanding the common law marriage, or y'all ain't got to get the paper or whatever. The paper brings law into the situation. It sets boundaries, and as a nation of people believe, whether we want to refuse it or whatever, we need law. We need boundaries. Because if it ain't there, we going to step out of them. We going to go out of bounds. And we living with each other. We got kids and all that. And we not married. At the end of the day, if I decide to do something stupid, guess what I can say? We not married. Right. You know what I'm saying? I never gave you no vow and said I wouldn't, so you can't hold that against me. You see what I'm saying? That's the game Negroes play.
Man, if I make it in life, you can't take nothing from me because we ain't married.
Yeah.
Damn.
Play on. So the 2 points the point that the brother made was his upbringing. The point that the sister made was that it's not a covenant there. That's why it can't work like that. All right, now watch what he say. Well, they say, this couple.
Language that marriage and the wedding are two different things.
Absolutely.
I think people look at the wedding and say, "Oh, that's marriage," but they don't see the back end, the leading up to it. The one day is amazing. Personally, that's not necessary to me because to me it's a show for other people.
Yeah.
But the marriage itself is a different ballgame. I think people need to kind of learn how to separate the two. You know, of course they relate to each other, but you know, marriage isn't happiness every single day.
Right.
It's a lot of hard work. With that being said, I mean, my opinion, I think it is a necessity though. My dad's a pastor. So, you know, in his eyes, you know, God, you know, made man to be a woman. And beyond that, I know personally, without Khalida, I wouldn't be here right now, you know. So having that, not just that person, that friend, but that spouse,
who knows. I see you blushing. Spouse who, you know, but, you know, really having that spouse who really knows you, number one, and truly supports you, you know, it makes things just a little easier. You know, just
absolutely,
easier.
absolutely. I felt a big boulder off my chest after I did it. Like after I proposed, like I really, like it was like, and it was I did it when I was ready. Once I did it, it's just I don't know, things in my life just changed. Even, you know, like a wise man told me, you know, once you find your queen, then life will set out for you. Like in a sense.
I agree with that. So you feel it's necessary?
Yeah, I do because I mean we got homes now where, you know, guys have so many different baby mamas and there's no structure there. Period. If I'm not married to her and I'm doing still that same mindset and I have 2 kids with her, now what is my daughter and my kids gonna look up to? You get what I'm saying?
But allow me to play devil's advocate, because some men carry that same immaturity through marriage. True. And marriage doesn't mean that, oh, now that we're married, he acts different or she acts different.
Right.
So for me, I just never understood why it was, okay, I just want to live differently as a man, so marriage is the next step. I feel like it's unfair for us to put that type of hold on people who are living lives that could be healthy, because I've met couples who have been living together for a long time, and then they get married, then they get divorced, and they don't talk no more.
Right.
And it was just like, well, why'd y'all get married if everything was fine before? As Kay knows, my grandparents were dating for years, and they didn't get married until they retired and moved down in their 60s. And it worked for them. And I said to myself, just watching that, was like, wow, you know, it works for them. They weren't married. Yeah. They were still both very present in our lives. Why do we put this on people to act married? And I never understood it.
For me, it's a spiritual thing. So I don't want to take us to church.
So now, notice what he said was 1,000% carnal.
Exactly.
Like, we don't got it. I seen it work with other people or whatever and all of that. So what he's saying will make sense to somebody that's not, get that in 1 Corinthians 2:14. Somebody that's not inclined, that's not biblically inclined. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he right. I mean, why do all of that if, you know, we gonna mess up our friendship? That goes back to what I was saying. Once you got a good relationship with somebody, as far as, you know, conversation, you know, y'all compatible or whatever, the next step gotta be commitment. Because if it's sex, then it's like, why commit? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you know, we cool, we like this. You my partner, you my friend, we do our thing. Why commit? It's supposed to be, you know, you gotta commit in order to take it to the next step instead of just skipping a step. And that's why you got whoremongers and stuff. Read what you got.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 2 and verse 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God.
You see that? So a natural man, somebody that's carnal, walking in the flesh, he don't understand the spirituality behind marriage. He don't understand when you operating within the covenant. It's like what the brother was saying about, it was like a weight lifted off of him.
Right.
Because when you know what I'm saying, something is in the Bible and you believe in the Bible, even our people that's in the world, like, you know, like, in the back of your head, like, this shit, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So once you get them papers, you like, yes, I'm doing it right. I'm doing something right. You know what I'm saying? You know that it's the right thing to do. You know that's what, at the end of the day, and this what it all should boil down to for all men. But you got some men that say they want their daughters to be gay. But you got to put it in a perspective like, bruh, you want your daughter to just lay up with niggas or lay up with a nigga all his life and he didn't have to make no commitment. He didn't have to make no covenant to have all that access to your daughter. And in that moment, the man should be like, I get it. Because my daughter, that's my princess, she, you know what I'm saying, that's my seed. I know how much she worth. She's precious to me.
Right.
So a man got to see that the same, you got to come up off something. You know what I'm saying? You got to come to the table with guarantees and boundaries and all that, messing with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? When you put it in that perspective for a man, that's when it's different. But if you really don't care, it's like, nah, I want my daughter to live her life on. And you got a lot of men like that nowadays, which is probably him, because you're not spiritually inclined. You know what I'm saying? So as a natural man, you ain't going to receive it. It ain't going to make that much sense to you. Finish that out.
For they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
The only way for you to really understand it is for you to believe in God.
Right.
You to believe in the Bible. If you don't, you're not even going to receive it. It's not going to compute. You're going to be able to play devil's advocate. For real. Keep playing. She made the heaviest point. Go ahead.
I feel as though once we actually get married, then that's when we're elevated to another level. We're able to fulfill God's purposes, the ones that he put in us individually, and then whatever we need to fulfill as a couple.
Right.
And in turn, we get blessings. Not that you can't get them not being married. I'm not saying that, but I just believe that there is a higher level of that. And I think it's necessary to get married.
But keep playing. I just want y'all to see their reaction.
We have talked about like the spiritual side of things.
Yeah.
And also for me, I know in the very beginning, Deval and I.
So you see, obviously, he not nobody that he doesn't have any zeal for God.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? He just, man, I just want to live like we got house, car, kids, whatever.
We good.
You know what I'm saying?
Cap.
But what the sister was saying, you get blessings when you do the right thing. She got sense enough to know that when you apply the scriptures, God gonna show favor to you. Get that real quick in Proverbs 18:22. Then we're gonna shut it down. But you know that's the thing. It all boils down to if you love God, you gonna do what He say. All right, and you gonna before you commit and have sex with somebody, you gonna make sure that they love God. Because if they love God, that means you don't gotta worry about them stepping out on you. Because they understand that stepping out on you is stepping out on God. So once that's the foundation is you love God. You ain't breaking that covenant with God. You damn sure ain't gonna break the covenant with me, because it's within the covenant of the Most High. I read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
Read.
And obtaineth favor of the Lord.
You see that? That's what the sister brought out. Once you get married, you get favor from God. You get blessings the Lord look out for. When you shaking up, you just having sex, you just having babies and all that, no paperwork. Deep down in the spirit, you know it ain't right. You know it ain't right. You know you ain't supposed to be showing your child this. They ain't supposed to grow up knowing, I could just do that. I could just live with somebody and have sex with them every day, and they cook for me and all that, and I ain't gotta marry them.
No commitment.
You know what I'm saying? You know that ain't. But when you get married and you setting an example for your children and for the community, you know what I'm saying? You know you're doing the right thing. You know you're showing forth the better example, and God gonna bless that. But you gotta be spiritually inclined to understand that, or you're gonna be like, yeah.
Hey, how the game's gonna be these days? You know, back in the day, you was a husband, wife. Is it husband or wife, and then side baby mama over here? Well, I'm gonna go to my baby dad's house. How you play these games now? What are they learning now? They're learning no commitment at all.
It's totally different.
Damn.
And what it all boils down to, just like the officer was saying, with all people don't understand, as we read in Ephesians chapter 5 about the mysteries of marriage. Marriage is a mystery. So as we heard the couple saying, one of the previous videos I was watching, they were saying over the years, over time, you start learning things about marriage. Just like now when it says, the officer was saying now, who do you go to counsel for? When you counsel with aged men, aged women that have been married for a long period of time, have raised their children, have been through the different stages. You get stages. You first get married. Maybe you have your first child. Now you have your second child. Now the kids are teenagers. You go through that stage. Now the kids are grown and they're proven, getting ready to get married. You go through that stage. Now your kids are married, and it's just you and your spouse left in the house. Now you go through that phase. Now you can counsel others on marriage because you know more of the mysteries of marriage. Think about it. This is the first relationship that the Most High instituted between two human beings on earth, was between a husband and his wife.
Right.
You gonna say something else?
No. You on point right there.
You know, just with Genesis 2. Sorry, I said with Genesis 2 about where he, the brother said about when you get married now, it's like a burden off your chest. Why? Because the Most High said in Genesis 2, it's not good for man to be alone.
Right.
Remember, he created the cattle, so you thinking, okay, me and my pit bull, we gonna be good. It's just me and my dog, we gonna be all right. Nah, that's not a companion.
Come on now, dog.
That's not a companion. The Most High said
Come on,
man was
man.
meant to be with a woman. Then when you go to Matthew 18, where the Pharisees were tempting him, saying, yo, what? Moses said we could put away our wife for every cause, because that's what we're doing today.
Yep.
We know the law that when you lay with a woman, that's supposed to be your wife. But now you put her away. Nah, I'm done with her. I don't like her. I like this one better. You put away your wife for every cause. And Christ said from the beginning, it was not so.
Damn. It's heavy.
Right.
Get Sirach 7:25. Sirach 27. I mean, you know what I said. All right. We got to break these generational curses. This unfaithful generation can become a faithful generation, but we got to go about doing stuff the right way. If your child, 12, 13, you letting them go over sleepovers, and you know what I'm saying, letting them have boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff like that, you messing it up for them. Exactly. You training them in the sense that, you know, you can exercise options. You always have options.
Damn.
You know, it's always going to be people that have something that somebody else lack, instead of prepping them for a covenant, preparing them to, look, you got to be committed to somebody and never step out of that. You teaching them loyalty, faithfulness. It's a big principle that need to be instilled. When that's not instilled, that's why I say, when a land is full of whoredom, the land becomes full of wickedness.
Right.
Because it's that principle. You can't even be loyal to somebody that God said he made from your body. You know what I'm saying? And for the woman, you was made for that man, and you can't be loyal. That means that we won't establish enough loyalty to establish businesses and schools and hospitals and trusts, you know, real estate, all of that. We can't do none of that. If we can't be faithful in the marriage, how we going to be faithful in business covenants? You know what I'm saying? How we going to be faithful when it comes to the establishing of everything else that come with building a nation? That's why marriage is the foundation.
Right.
All right, read what you got.
The book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 25.
Come on.
Marry thy daughter.
Do what?
Marry thy daughter.
That's how it's supposed to go. As a parent, you raising your child to be married to somebody.
Right.
That's what you're doing as a father. That's your responsibility. You find a man of understanding that's raising his son in the spirit. You watch the son come up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he gonna be able to provide. He gonna be able to fulfill all the biblical roles for my daughter. He gonna be able to provide. You gotta think, as a father, you not thinking like, I wonder what that boy working with, if he gonna be able to satisfy my daughter. Ain't no damn man thinking like that.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? But guess what? This generation, your daughter, 11, 12, 13, she become active. That's going to be a thing that come up.
Damn.
Well, Dad, he's not. Well, damn. Well, I don't know, baby girl.
Come on now,
No, it ain't supposed to be like that.
Right.
That's how you know that sex is not supposed to be the thing that happens first. As a father, you considering, is he gonna be able to provide? Do we got the wisdom to lead her and guide her in decision making? You know what I'm saying? Will he be a good father to the children? Is he a good example? All of this, that's what you're taking into account as a father. And that's what you prepare your daughter for, to reverence a man, to serve a man, to help a man, and etc. You training her within the house. That's why the father's supposed to be in the house. Because all her life, the daughter, she's in training. She cleaning and learning how to cook and taking care of the house. And she practicing that reverence, that fear with you as the daddy. You say something need to be done, she better have it done or it's going to be consequences.
Right.
So now when she get married to a man, she familiar with that energy of a ruler, somebody that's a lord. She familiar with that energy. So he said, I gotta make sure the food done at this time. I'm gonna do it. That's why we be having problems in our marriages today, because they wasn't raised like that. It's all new to them. So I said, had the food ready at 5:30. You come home at 5:30. She just now turned on the stove. You like, what the hell?
Right.
It's because she wasn't raised. She new to this. Like, oh, you really, really, really meant 5:30? Like, I was really supposed to make sure. Okay, I'm sorry.
I thought I was
Maybe
supposed to
next time.
start it, but no.
For real, but
done.
once it's instilled as a child, you gotta practice that with your father. You know your daddy lay down that law. When you grow up and become a woman, it's natural. It's second nature. It's like, okay, well, he said this time, that time, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of doing stuff the right way. Now you got women that's compliant because they practice all their life with their father. So when they get into the marriage, they're going to be compliant. They're going to be respectful. They practiced it all their life with their daddy. They know the things that you're going through on a day-to-day basis. They seen it from the perspective of a person being provided for as a child.
Right.
So they know the stuff that you go through on a daily basis, going to work, doing this, doing that, making sacrifices to make sure food get on the table. So she understand how she got to help you. She watched her mother do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now you're producing wives that actually love and care for their husband, and they not looking for the vain stuff that they would have absorbed if the father wasn't there from social media and TV.
Right.
You know, they understand the morals and the values. And the sons, they growing up, and they never dealt with another woman, right? They don't know how it feel to just deal with a freak that don't know how to do nothing
Right.
but be a freak. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, that's a thing. That's a real big thing. As a boy, you growing up, and you get to a certain. That's why a lot of dudes be having like the little ride or die, the bottom girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she my woman, she gonna stick around through whatever. I'm gonna still do what I do because that might be the only area that she lack at. She do everything else right. She hold it down, but she not the freakiest girl I got access to. So as a young man, you grow up and you never experienced that, or you know, basically all you know is that one woman that you marry. You're not gonna have that demon ain't gonna be as heavy on you because that's all you know. That's your idea of freakiness. Whatever y'all make it, whatever you and your wife make out of y'all coming together,
Right.
y'all create what's freaky to y'all. Instead of you having a desire to go get it from somewhere else based on a chick you smashed when you was 15 or 19. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now finish that script.
Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter.
Right, it's a weighty matter, meaning it's a big deal. It's heavy because it goes into foundational principles. If you can't execute marriage in your community or within your nation, you ain't gonna be able to build no damn nation. For real. It's a weighty matter. It's a big deal. Because if your daughter grow up and be a hoe, it's gonna shame your name. You know what I'm saying? She gonna have kids by different men or whatever. It's gonna, at the end of the day, it's gonna boil down to the nation looking bad. Like they out of order. You know? So last script, proverb of the week, Proverbs 6:32. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding.
Right, so if you commit adultery in a relationship, you lack understanding. It's 4 judgments for adultery. All right, you got sexually transmitted diseases. All right, you got you can be put to death, right? Or let me see. You got the sexually transmitted diseases. You can be put to death, like it's saying in verse 34, the jealousy is a rage of a man. You get caught laying with another man's wife, he can kill you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got the eternal damnation for it. No adulterer gonna enter into the kingdom of heaven. Right? and then you got the stain that come with it. You stain the nobility of your kindred. All of this stuff go into adultery. So if you don't, and it affect the children, they outlook
Spiritual
on
too,
life, whatever. So if you don't, for you to commit adultery, it shows that you lack understanding in all them different areas. You don't understand that God will judge you presently and eternally. You don't understand that the damage that you're doing to the kids that come from your adulterous acts. You don't understand that you playing with your life when you having affairs and stuff like that.
Right.
You playing with your life. Brothers got guns in their houses.
Hey, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
For real, you playing with your life. So for you to commit adultery, you don't understand that you have a God that you serve that's an abomination to him. You have a nation of people that you gotta worry about more so than yourself and your personal desires. You don't understand. You don't understand the hatred that you have to have for your brother to lay down with his wife. That would take for you to, if I love you, you my partner, I could be heavily attracted to your wife. But I'm loyal to you, my brother. I wouldn't dare. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would, in order for me to do that, I would have to hate you as my brother. But for you to do it, it shows you lack understanding. Finish that out.
He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
You destroy your own soul. We ain't even get into that, but the trauma that comes from doing that, committing that stuff, it's really traumatic.
Hey, that goes back into the curses, man. It's still a bonus from what our forefathers did. They committed adultery against the Most High God, and that thing came all the way down. That's what we see.
Exactly. You're going to regret it for the rest of your life.
Damn.
Message! You're going to regret it, especially when you have daughters, they getting done the same way. You're going to be mad, but you're going to feel guilty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For real. But this is a heavy thing, so y'all got something else on it?
Yeah, I was going to get that Sirach chapter 27 and verse 3, just to go with what you were saying. The scripture that you went to before that, Proverbs 18, I believe it was. Because at the end of the day, we're going to continue to have entanglements. We're going to continue to have whores and harlots come out of our house as our daughters if we don't keep God's commandments.
Right.
We don't come back to the Bible. This unfaithful generation, none of the marriages will work because of this. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 27 and verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord.
Unless a man keeps God's commandments. That's what it means to fear God. You're going to do what God says. Read.
His house shall soon be overthrown.
Eventually that marriage is going to fail. Eventually those children are going to go astray because you're not keeping God's commandments. That's what the Bible says.
All right, all praise to the Most High. So, that'll wrap it up for today. Unfaithful generation. Can marriages exist without infidelity? Yes, only if you diligent in the fear of the Lord. If you understand, if you love God and you serving God, you fear God. That's the only way. That's the only way. Otherwise, that adultery demon is so strong, you're going to,
Take you out.
It is what it is. So our people, it will behoove us to take accountability for these things so we can break a generational cycle of baby daddies and baby mamas and, et cetera, stepdad, stepmom, all that. It will behoove us to make sure before we deal with a person sexually, we know that we are, commitment compatible.
Right.
Like I can live with you for the rest of my life. Not have sex with you for the rest of my life. I can live with you for the rest of my life. I can build with you for the rest of my life. And then you have sex to seal all that up.
Right.
All right. Until we start doing it in the order that God set up, it's gonna always be a struggle. Brothers gonna always step out. Sisters gonna step out because they didn't develop their whore spirit from getting holed out all these years. Now they want rod just as bad as we want cheeks. All right. So,
all praises.
Lord's willing, You know, I know it was very extensive.
Hey, y'all tune in next week. Hey, y'all hook us up with a topic if you got something. We have yet to receive topics. You know, I think maybe a couple times, maybe.
Nah.
None?
Probably like once.
One topic in a year. Y'all help us out, man. Give us a topic. What we got to do next?
Right.
Go ahead.
If you love your kids, don't have them dressed up like goons and goblins tonight, trick or treat.
Right, and hoes.
Right.
Right, because that's, yeah, you, man, it's, hey.
You horn your
people
kids
will snatch your kids up out here.
Talking about don't talk to strangers, but they can go get some candy.
Bring it out.
All right, Israel.
Most High in Christ bless.
Shalom.
Most High in Christ bless.
Me, I'm trying to find a good thing. Do you qualify? Could you modify to personify? Well, Lemuel, mama prophesy for the type of guy that I be. I see. Let me run by you what I need and call you a righteous wifey. Let me dive into your psyche. I need a continent mind. Positive vibe and not with the drama. She got the kind of persona. Got the people wondering like, how did I find her? To look good, I ain't gotta remind her recipes. She got in the lineup, laundry good. She ain't watching it pile up. Count clothes, I ain't gotta go on them. She got it covered. I can't deny that I love it. You know she modest and covered, silent and loving. Just looking at her, I get encouraged, smiling and blushing. Take the correction like a champ. Virtue wish, yeah, I give it a stamp. Walk in the crib, she look like a lamp. She know what I need to revamp, but I call her help me to help me for me. Yeah, she'll help me to help me for me. Yeah, that's what I call it. Help me to help me for me. Yeah, that's what I call it. Help me for me.
Tell me love, will you hold me down? Even when the nations scold me now. Now we been through a thing, here and there, been the same from the fire to go burn down. And there go beauty galore. When that love run deep to the core. When it all falls down, I adore. Kid got lost like never before, lady. I know I've been real busy lately, but I can show you one thing, I can tell you one thing, you will be rewarded greatly. If you just endure with patience, you can't doubt that at all. You must be there, wait for the call. When things get hard, won't let you fall. Be my help me, support the God.
But I call her help me for me. Yeah, she'll help me for me. Yeah, that's what I call it. Help me for me. Yeah, that's what I call it. Help me.
My tender and delicate gift. She the one that have been destined for me. She been there when the going get stiff. I'm really thinking she won't tarry from it. Hopefully she stay good with the drift. Far as I remember, she been staying loyal. Never buck, she ain't giving no lip. When I stumble, she give me a lip. Ayy, she is my lady, she thought I was crazy. She looked at me wild when I gave her the truth. And I tried to explain, she thought I was insane. This the only way I'm finna change what I do. Through the mess and the struggle, the fight and the tussle. She stayed with the brew and she followed the Jew. Now I know that she 10 toes and stuck to the grind. And she finna do just what I needed to do. She grow garden, she's so garment, she's so special to me. She go harder, ain't no daughter that's more special to me. She grow garden, she's so garment, she's so special to me. She go harder, ain't no daughter that's more special to me.
But I call her help me for me. Yeah, she'll help me for me. Yeah, that's what I call it. Help me for me. Yeah, that's what I call it. Help me for me.